Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good morning from whichever part of the world you're dialing in. And truly so, for we have a global community and a global learners group here today, presenting their learnings and sharing their journey and celebrating their success of all the stuff that they've built. Really chasing the doubts that they had, crushing them down from a non-coding background and a non-tech background to today they'll be presenting their AI builds to all of you. We couldn't be more proud of how far these guys have come with us, with each other, and challenging themselves, showing up week after week, and really just turning balls like how, and presenting and just challenging their own status quos for a better future, so to say. Um, I hope my screen is visible. I hope my audio is okay, and we are good to get started. Perfect. Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Uh, for others, I would really appreciate if you guys leave your introductions, your backgrounds, so that in the chat, so that others who are also just coming in and they get to know who you are, what you do, and it'll also let us know in case if you have any questions for us, we'll be able to take them for later, and we'll try and moderate the questions and the entire forum as we go along. All right, with that. We are Garage Labs, and welcome to the first graduation day of our learning series. Uh, we've had some amazing people from all walks of life, which Revati will touch upon very soon, talking about all the cool stuff that they have done. And they have also helped us grow from just an upskilling setup to a full blown advisory, a B2B, and a governance advisory to being an incubation lab as well. We have Utkarsh today, and I really want to call him in to represent our amazing partnership with Shiv Nadar Atal Innovation Center. And the Shiv Nadar AIC is backed by Meaty Startup India, DST, and Government of India, and they have some amazing setups and networks helping founders to make the best of all the governmental grants and bring the networks, bring the VCs. They hold some amazing dialogues for founders and for partners, and we look forward to kind of working very closely with them in 2026 particularly. We were able to do this partnership sometime around late last year, so there's not much action that we could really bring in January. But starting now, you should totally see a lot of action coming in from Garage Labs together with Shiv Nadar AIC. Utkarsh, over to you, buddy. Can you? Yeah, I'll
Yes.
just I will what I'll do is I'll let me see if I can pin you for everyone.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Utkarsh.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Revati. I think the partnership with Garage Labs, we are excited to go ahead with and have Sumit also and Revati also at our premises couple of times to deliver sessions on AI and the implementation of AI and all those stuff. A bit about me and why we are here and what we are trying to build with Garage Labs or why we exist in the ecosystem is that we want to support early stage. We are the people who put the first check in, or and with the check we also provide support that an initial startup needs after their prototype or MVP is done, which I think you guys might be doing with Garage Labs. So post that, it's the journey that we would like you to partner with us or find a fit, and then we can of course understand how we can work upon it. Which may involve we be putting some funds to accelerate your journey. Then we may opening some doors to our partners, which might accelerate your journey. So all those initiatives that are needed to for you to move from just getting started to being there in the market, and enabling those partnerships. So that is what our objective is, and that's where we are at as a bridge. We also do some strategic deals around the year. Our parent entity is HCL Tech. We are a large group of technology and foundation. which supports innovation at large at different sectors that we have or focus that we have, where we largely support and also invest, or we have certain grants also where we support the startups with. So that's where we are. About me, I've been a passionate person that I can say to wherever there is any new initiative is there, or we have to build something, be it working with the government or state government to build their ecosystem. Being a founder myself, that's where my journey started. Selling of my venture, then coming into consulting with Inc., working with global giants like Google, Accenture to design their innovation programs and journeys of their leaders, stuff like those, and to being now at Shivnadar, where my role is basically to look into investments, to look into innovation, look into problem statements with industries where we can create ventures to solve those problems. So that's where I come in. I also am very passionate about marketing or strategic initiatives to in largely to build a brand or to build a story around a brand or to position or to take a position in the market, because AI, it's very it's very new and emerging space. While we say that, but of course it's a very competitive space as well. There are a lot of companies, for example, in voice AI, there are a lot of companies now, right? In health AI, there are a lot of companies now. So how should you position yourself in the market is also very, very important. What type of problem you are solving, what are the partners you are getting associated with, how you are creating your visibility in the market, what kind of team you are hiring. All these decisions make large difference in the kind of company that you will be building, and that's where my network comes in, or my personal efforts are also into that. So that's what our understanding with Garage Labs also, can we accelerate the journey of these entrepreneurs or these startup companies who want to take position in the market. So yes, that's it. I think from my end, and I wish you this is your graduation day. Wish you all the best. It takes a lot from starting a company. I remember my journey from a railway station, having a chat with a friend, convincing him to to be the CTO and starting the company next day. To actually, going raising funds or calculating the P&L, doing the audits and all of those things, right? So I think you have come a long way from the ideation to now presenting your ideas here. So all the best to you and congratulations.
Thank you, Utkarsh. One thing which Utkarsh didn't mention is that he's also a poet. So the best time to catch hold of him is probably post 9 p.m. and
Yes,
uh, and with a couple of glasses and bottles. The content we'll not discuss today.
yes.
Uh, Thank you so much, Utkarsh, for being such a big support of all the initiatives and all the ideas that we help nurture. More importantly, and just being that power force behind these learners. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
Uh,
Sumit.
yeah. With that, this is a slide which really, it's all about where we all started. I believe this was 15th of August, if I remember correctly, 2025. We started off with the first program, and there were 2,000 plus learners whom we trained for free over, I think, 4 5 weekends across a huge variety of topics, right from the basics of AI to machine learning to some tools to we covered a lot of stuff here. And I think we had, on one single day, it also did happen to us that there were more than 600 learners. So any Google Meet instance can only take 300. So we had to actually host ourselves in runtime, figure out what's really happening and how can we host it on YouTube, the way the session was actually happening. So all of that essentially, that whole ops, I still remember that day, that setting up, and AI was one of those particular pieces which really helped us move fast and get up the entire thing up and running in flat 7.5 minutes. And that, I believe, was when we could actually prove that yes, AI can actually help move things really fast. Here's a small video that I want to play. I hope the audio comes along. If
Hi everyone, I'm Amya and I'm
can you hear the audio?
Yep, all good.
Perfect.
a designer with Microsoft. I am extremely proud to be a part of such a great community that comes together from around the globe to teach such relevant courses and learn from each other, which I think is one of the most important things in this ever changing time. So, again, looking forward to meeting all of you and being a part of this community.
Hey everyone, I'm Ankit Goswami and I lead loyalty product initiatives at Expedia Group. And over weekends, I'm also an AI consumer behavior researcher. So I look forward to meet you all as a part of this community initiative to share my perspectives and to learn from yours as well so that we can identify ways how we can co-create value using AI. So look forward to meet you all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Priyanka, Product Manager at Amadeus. Like many of you, I joined the PMX community to practice mock interviews. But over the years, I gained so much more. I gained insights into AI, product management, plus I ended up meeting a lot of great leaders. I hope you get to learn, grow and share here, and together we can turn this into a community of thriving leaders and experts. All the very best.
Hi guys, this is Amit. I am business head at 99acres.com and I have a product team which recently attended one of the trainings conducted by ASAI community recently. Now ASAI community focuses on contemporary issues faced by product management teams like ours in terms of how to transform and adopt to new AI technologies. I feel any team members or any product managers who are looking forward to kind of this transformation should actively consider pursuing these trainings and see for this transformation yourself. They conduct a lot of boot camps over the weekends, which are short, easily doable along with your work, and doesn't really have to make time out separately for these. Good luck.
Hello.
I wanted to play the whole video, but paucity of time and just being conscious about how everyone is right now, we'll just move quickly to the other pieces. Revati, you want to talk about these numbers?
Yeah, I mean, these are numbers and they're up there, but it's just been overwhelming. I think when we started and this AI for all, when we did last August, I mean, we didn't think that we'd come this far, and it's just insane. I call it beginner's luck, but a lot of it, if you could just move to the next slide, a lot of it is really everybody who's part of these three communities. And thank you so much, everybody that's part of product managers group, everybody that's part of ACI, everybody that's been part of now World of Women in AI. I mean, just the ideas, the contributions, the challenges and the problems that you present, the conversations that we have around what's going on within your workplaces, what roadblocks are there, how AI is getting adopted or not, has really, really helped us also in a bunch of live projects and domain projects that we'll show you next. Sumit, just next slide. I can move the slides if you want. You want me to share? All
Yeah,
right.
you can.
Oh yeah, and we picked up a few recognitions, of course, along the way, which is also just like, I have to keep like pinching myself because every time we put, we do one of these community meetups is the only time that Sumit and I take stock of where we've come. I mean, it's incredible, right? Like 76,000 people that we've taught and more, which I'll share with you. There's some good news. I mean, and we've done all of this with zero marketing spend. And as somebody who spent 22 years in growth and marketing, I think I'm incredibly proud of how we've done this. And I think every founder that's working with us as part of the Venture Lab knows that we constantly, Sumit and I, talk about OPEX, how to manage your OPEX, where to knock AI off, just the awareness that everybody that's been through our bootcamp has on which model not to overuse and over-engineer because you'll waste your tokens, the focus that they have on the ROI, and I'll bring a couple of people in who are actually driving billion-dollar businesses now using some of those principles. So super proud of some of these things that we've done. Also, some things that we never expected to do. Just a quick check is Vineet already in? Anybody from the Atypical team is already in? Not sure. All right. So I think, and then we took on some like really hard problems, right? We said, okay, if there are deaf and hard of hearing learners, how do we mainstream them? And then, you know, we won this Deep Invent Global Award, which is just like insane. And we're still trying to get the patents out. We're very slow on documentation, Sumit and I, but we're still trying to get that out. And then, you know, this crime analytics project that fell our way on our lap quite unexpectedly. And none of these we've gone looking out for. Also, shout out to everybody from the community who's recommended us so strongly within your organizations. It's really helped grow our advisory business. Thank you. I think my mom was very excited that in the next big brand, our photo was next to Sunil Shetty's. So one of his startups. So she was very excited about that. We've also recently, Sumit's done a training for about 65,000 doctors together. And that might be entering one of the more popular global awards that you know of. And when it comes, then we will make a formal announcement because we don't want to get put the cart before the horse there, but that's coming soon. Shall we just move to the next slide, Sumit? All right. A big shout out to some of the founders. I could not have done the Sunbol project without the Atypical Advantage team. They really opened up their doors, and whenever Vineet or one of his team members are in, we will get them to talk a little bit about AI tutors as well now, where people that are attempting banking exams, IIT exams, medical exams, we're now able to teach those disability candidates. Atypical Advantage, as you know, is also India's largest disability inclusion platform. Now they've gone global. And doing some really fantastic job. Just picked up the first institutional funding round, patient capital for 9 years from none other than Suzuki Japan, which is represented by Next Bharat Ventures in India. So a huge congratulations to that team, and we'll bring them in whenever they are here. Someone who's been our partner in crime since we started. I think every learner, every cohort has got access to this platform, which is just fantastic. I think it's the best software development platform there is out there. Can easily compete with any of the other global platforms that have now got funded, and he's on his funding journey. So with no further ado, allow me to invite Nishant Soni, and then we'll have Priya Nair, who's the founder of Matra, which is the world's first universal interpretation model. Nishant, over to you.
Hey, everybody. So thanks for having me over here, and really excited to talk to the entire team and see what everybody is building. I'm also kind of building like all of you guys. I've been building since, I guess, 24 now, about an year and a half of building non-bears. And I think it's personally, it has been quite a journey to see what AI has is becoming capable of, and every month on month we see the capabilities expand, and even inside non-bears, we are kind of on the journey on figuring out what all we can do with AI. So I started out with actually building a coding agent, and I think the long-term vision was always to have something like AI colleagues which we can depend upon, which can work proactively rather than reactively. And we see kind of an acceleration of that vision over this year and next year, as we see more and more capabilities coming into AI. And I think it's exactly platforms like these which allow you to explore what the working with AI means, and what are the different capabilities that we can now utilize. In non-BIOS itself, we have been focused on coding, but I don't know how many of you have seen the recent platform, but we've also introduced non-BIOS Office, right, which is kind of an experimental agent. But that's not just focused on coding, that's focused on office work. That's like you can do research, you can build spreadsheets, you can build documents, you can build presentations, and there's already something that you can try out. And it was not something that we planned on ever, but lately we realized that instead of building presentations yourself using something like Google PowerPoint, you should just ask AI to do it, right? And it just makes a lot of sense, because AI can, let's say you want to change all of your slides, instead of you going slide by slide and changing everything, you can just ask AI to do it, and it will just change all of your slides. Or if you have some data and you want to show a graph, AI can pretty much do all of that work. So so I think what is changing is the nature of work itself is kind of changing, right? And I think one of the things that we're very conscious about with non-BIOS is that we wanted to build a platform which allows all of these with what AI can do, right? And I think one of the other things that are becoming very famous is Claude Skills. I don't know how many of you guys have tried out, but it allows capabilities beyond coding and to integrate any software into AI. And non-BIOS also supports Claude Skills. So I think all even though over the last year or so, I think it was important on how to use AI. I think now there's a lot of infrastructure around AI which is becoming as important, right? And I think in programs like these, you can explore what that tooling is and what is becoming possible, and I think have understanding about what the nature of work is and how AI is enabling all of that. And super glad to be part of this platform. I've known Revati for a really long time, and she's probably the best person to take this journey with, given the very unique skill sets that she has. And when I heard about that what Revati and Sumit are doing, I was like super excited, because I have been on this AI journey for now a couple of years, and I see AI is central to our workforce and how work happens. So looking forward to seeing demos today, and feel free to pick me up if any of you guys want to chat more about what you guys are building and what we are doing at non-BIOS. And I think that's pretty much it. Thanks, Revati.
Thanks so much, Nishant. And I have to say that the non-BIOS Discord community is absolutely insane. Like Fang-level developers just chiming in to help some of our builders. It's just been a fantastic experience, Nishant. And I'm a huge fan. I use it all the time. So to build all kinds of things. We've built one backend CRM also using non-BIOS. So I would strongly encourage that people check it out. The only thing is that you do need to, like, the one thing that I always emphasize is we give non-BIOS to our learners at the end of the program, because I still think that people should know how to read code and understand code. So vibe coding can only take you that far. So please don't fall for vibe coding. That's why we exist, and that's why we do the program the way we've done. I think I will not talk about it. I think when our graduates talk about it, they'll probably bust a lot of myths that other people believe that, they can watch YouTube videos and learn, or they'll do a weekend crash course and learn. And obviously, we've put many of them through hell. And we'll have some people talk, but like chefs learning how to read code and open VS Code, and people who've seen terminal for the first time, and it's been an incredible journey. But thank you so much, Nishant. With that, I'll bring in Priya Nair, who's the founder of Zwag AI, and she's also built Matra. Priya, are you there?
Yeah, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello. And thank you so much,
Hi.
Priya, for allowing me to also talk about Matra so freely and had the opportunity
problem.
to speak about Matra and what you're building at the India AI Impact Summit recently. And it was very well received. I know that both you and Nishant have met like a couple of investors, and when money hits is a different story. But the fact that people are very interested in your stories is an important thing. So I'll leave the floor to you, Priya.
Thank you, Revati. Hi, Sumit. Thank you so much for taking the liberty to put my name and Madhra and giving us a shout out whenever it's relevant. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I also wanted to tell you that we are coming to India as Madhra Intelligence very soon, so we can probably make everything official as well. So hi to everybody that don't know me. I am Priya. I, along with my brilliant team of linguists, researchers, cultural and semantic leads, are building what we call Matra as in mother. And it is an interpretation model for AI. So we, especially coming from India and the global South, we know for a fact that AI definitely has an English-centric bias. When we talk about English-centric bias, we're not just talking about linguistic bias, but the cognitive, the reasoning, and the cultural bias that comes with having 80 to 90% of English data sets that the universal AI models, the so-called global AI models, are trained on. Now, what we realized during our research is that it is not just a data problem. A lot of these front-end models, what they're doing, frontier models, what they're doing is to force feed data and say that to bring other languages that are non-English to the same level of performance and accuracy as English is to bring in more data sets. Now, what happens to low resource languages which do not have that kind of quality data sets? What happens to nations and communities who do not have digitized data, but they have immense knowledge that is locked in their native languages and stories and whatnot? So we wanted to come up with a solution that was more at an infrastructure, at a structural level, and our research rightfully pointed out that it is a problem that can be solved at the inference level. That is, if you train AI to be a linguist, to understand the linguistic constraints of each of these languages, and make sure that we act as a correction layer, as an interpretation layer, saying that the input that is coming in is in a particular language. When you do not find concepts that the AI data set is not familiar in, do not default to your dominant training, but treat it as structurally as the native language itself. Now, what that means is that it was shocking for us to find out that even the best of the best models like ChatGPT 5.2, even now 5.4, Claude and Gemini, when they process non-English concepts and languages, there is a 15% error in the output. And this is not just, and we have done it only across 9 language pairs that are very much structurally different from each other. That's what we have done in our POC. And we are able to interfere and correct that up to 60%. Again, only across very minor data sets. And we are able to do that without additional training, without retraining the base models, without having to have additional data sets. So everything that you hear out there where people say that you need to spend billions in compute power and money, and you need anywhere between 3 to 5 years to build accuracy in each of the languages around the world, we are busting that myth. And we are saying that with Matra interpretation model, which is an enhancement layer that can be plugged into any model, Sarvam, ChatGPT, your Claude, anything for that matter, and we can solve the interpretation bias that's there. Now, what this does is to unlock the entire 80% of the non-English cultures that are outside. You would have seen that with a lots of dots going around where it talks about the usability of AI around the world. And it's shocking that 60 to 70% of the world, 80% of the world is not really using AI because they don't find it usable. So we are trying to solve that problem, and we're trying to make the global South really, really shine and be represented and inclusive in in these universal models. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Thank you so much, Priya, and thank you so much for being like an absolute rock solid ally, and for you and for everybody else that's joined us from the Middle East today. And many people have not been able to join us. We hope things settle down very quickly. All right, I can't see the atypical team here, so we'll just go to the next set, which I'm also very excited about, which is our third pillar, which is, the venture lab. A lot of the good ideas that come out and some of the builds that you also see today do go into incubation. But super happy to, I'm just going to do like one quick attendance check. I can see Amita, I saw Rashi. Supriya, are you around? Do we see Supriya?
I'll call her.
All right. Rashi, can I have you on the floor now?
Yeah, thanks for giving me this floor, Revdi. Really excited to be part of this. We have been doing it for, I don't know, what, maybe like 6 months or something. And I really resonate to some of the things that Revati started with and the sentiments that she have for like something like vibe coding. And honestly, I could never really justify or articulated that freely of why I was never on boarded with the idea of vibe coding. Thanks to the cohort that I went into, that now I can. And it's like it's such a validation as well, saying that Revati is also on the same page. So I wasn't really thinking something different or something wrong, but I did have my valid reasons. Giving a little bit of intro, like I said, almost 6 months back when I got into the course, I've known Sumit from all these product manager communities for, I do not even remember for how many years. We have been connected for a lot of things. I go to him as a sounding board of thoughts, product, etc., and whatnot. That being said, took the cohort, ended up starting a project in healthcare, being part of have been having some experience with healthcare in the past, where I'd built products for Indian consumers, doctors, as well as figuring out what's really how Indian healthcare is different than the global healthcare systems. That being said, in today's time, working with the founder Deepika from Live Gracious and trying to establish a business in the similar ecosystem, where we are trying to create an end-to-end healthcare platform focused only on women that takes care of the medical needs of a girl who starts in the early teens to a woman who is going through the phase of her menopause and after that. And learning on the platform, learning with the people to see what AI, with AI, without AI can do. Another thing that I've actually learned and goes to the same point of I've been starting being a product manager, you always look at tech as an enabler. And working with Sumit and Revati closely has even given a bigger stamp to it. AI is a tool, it's not everything. So that being said, AI should not be forced into anything, because if you force it, at the end, it's just technology. If your users don't use it, if you're not building the right product, if you're not selling it to the right consumers, it's not going to work as we would want it to be. It is a passing phase of evolution. We have seen internet come in, we have seen consumer tech. I don't know, like there was Snapdeal and whatnot companies that have existed in the market, but now we know only few that are existing and going forward. So that's my brief intro. All the women over here and even men, if you want to know what we are doing with Live Gracious, I'm happy to, I've shared the community link already. I would reshare it. Please join the community. Help us know what we are doing right and where we can improve. Doctors on the floor, we are already looking for co-creators who can help us build the product alongside you, and would be happy to partner with you and bring you on board. That being said, we are already 1,000+ women who are in the community, and we are trying to make it stronger day by day. We have nearly 150 doctors who are part of our co-creation team who have signed up on the concept and who see that there is some value in it. And we are open for more to make it a success.
And
Thank you.
congratulations, Rafi. I think the last 30 days from the time that we started working on the GTM together, 152 fertility clinics have signed up, and that's our first niche area of focus,
Yeah,
which is crazy. Like, for that to have happened in 30 days, and there's an EU partnership in the pipeline, which means, I think a month ago we thought, okay, we'll do like Indian doctors, we focus on Indian, and we'll test in India first, and then we go out, and then suddenly now we are like, we have the opportunity to bring, and the advantage is that you can bring some of the best research and intelligence, and some of the best medical standards back to India.
yeah.
So super excited about that, and all the best to you and the team, and all the best to, everyone. I would at least request everyone on this call today to certainly join the community and check out Live Gracious. And there's, of course, a lot of enhancements and improvements that are happening. It's a build in progress. As I always say, like, you can have a fantastic product and a fantastic platform and no users. That's certainly not the way to build your startup. So every day we have a Wednesday catch up every week, right? And they always hear from me, check kitna aaya, check aaya kya. So that's the I think, keeping the eye on the ball in terms of revenue is like super super important. But congratulations once again, Rashi. I mean, I am so proud of where you started this journey with
So,
and the domain project that you and Supriya, of course, worked on together. I
yeah,
don't think Supriya is able to join today, but she was really like the brain and the engineer on the team. Uh,
absolutely.
and Sakhi was getting built, and I hope she joins. And if she doesn't, I'm still going to play the Sakhi video because we can't let that be. It's a fantastic video. In fact,
Yeah.
anybody that's doing creative content creation should definitely connect with Supriya. With that, there's another new and exciting area that we've gotten to, which honestly, when I met Amita for the first time, and she's an IML grad, and when I met Amita for the first time, we matched on hair color. She said, "Well, you're red, I'm green," and that was funny. But even with Amita, I think there was I was not sure whether this is something that we want to do. So Amita kept saying, "Hey, are we signing? Are we doing this together? When are we doing our agreement?" And I said, let me think about it because I'm a homebody. I rarely step out. And this is a business that's meant for people that love traveling, love taking pictures. I love none of those necessarily. So I'm like, okay, am I the best person to like, really advise you on this business? I'm not so sure. And then we got talking, and it's taken different directions, but the best person to talk about what Pixie Nomad is, and it's a new media and consumer tech. It's a super exciting space without necessarily Amita, of course, revealing too much because we're still very early. About what, 32 days now, Amita? 32 days old? Am I right?
Yeah, the idea was conceived in Jan. So we went live in end of Feb.
Yeah. So over to you, Amita.
Thank you. Thank you, Revti. Thank you, Sumit. Thank you to everybody, Rashi and Utkarsh and Priya and Nishant. And thank you for having me here. So I'm Amita. I'm the founder of Pixie Nomad. So I'm going to run a poll here. And I want minimal responses on the poll. And I'm not going to wait for long because the poll says that who doesn't like clicking pictures or getting clicked? Anybody? I'm going to just assume everybody either likes getting pictures, like clicking pictures or getting clicked. Okay, right. So this is for you. So this is for you, except no one. So Pixie Nomad is a new age consumer tech platform in the content creation and digital media space designed to change the way millions around the globe travel, click pics, or use social media. So what does Pixie Nomad mean, right? So Pixie as in the pixels of a picture and Nomad as in a traveler, right? So me, I have traveled like 32 countries multiple times since my graduation from IIM Lucknow in 2015. And I love getting clicked, right? And for the last decade plus, I realized that there had to be a better way to capture my memories from those travels and those events I've been to than via either those ugly selfies or just giving the phone to a passerby, right? So that's where Pixie Nomad comes in. And that's where we are leveraging the power of today's generation Z who are naturally good with content to join my platform. And the goal is to create millions of Gen Z micro entrepreneurs around the world through my platform, right? So since I launched about a month ago, we have covered Asia's largest lit fest in Mumbai, which is the Spoken Fest, a Women's Day entrepreneur event, an AM community sports event, a National Football League match in Delhi 2 days ago, which was the ISL match between Delhi and Jamshedpur, and amongst more across Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, and Bangalore. And we continue to scale and grow. And in fact, this is for you, Utkarsh. Today we're covering an open mic artist workshop in Pune. And also thanks to Rashi on the call and Deepika and the entire Libgracious team, we are also covering a doctor's interview with Libgracious today in Bangalore. So my vision is to make authenticity democratic, 1 minute at a time using AI. So today people are not being able to distinguish between the authentic and the AI. And that's where we come in, right? We have partnered with an AI community. We've partnered with GLT to fight against the fakeness of AI. We are here to bring honesty to the world. That's it.
That's it. And I think that really is also, our and that's why I got interested eventually, because we speak a fair bit about responsible AI. And it just made so much sense to use this opportunity to actually show the world that it can be built, and your pictures can be protected, your IP can be protected, your identity can be protected if it's done in the right way. This is going to be a long, tedious, painful build with a lot of monitoring and all of that baked in. Anybody that has Gen Z cousins, nephews, nieces, connect them to this crazy group of Pixie Pros, as they call themselves. There's a lot of photography clubs from colleges that are signing up. I was at PES speaking last week, and they were also very excited about it. And then I think they're more excited about the kind of events that Amita is taking them to, including the one that signed up, which is Tomorrowland in Thailand. So every music enthusiast is certainly very excited. So congratulations, huge, huge congratulations, Amita. I think, the early successes are always very heartening. And I hope that we also
Joined from my desktop.
Vineet is here. We'll bring him in. Hey, Vineet.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, yeah, I've just joined from my desktop. Yeah.
No worries at all. So, Sumit, one slide, Piche, if you can go. So, Vineet, I've spoken a fair bit about Atypical, and thank you so much, you and your team, that without you and the guidance and the conversations that we were having on DHH kids, Sunbol would not have happened. And if Sunbol had not happened, certainly Garage Labs would not have happened. So I really owe it all to you. So thank you so much. But I wanted everybody to hear a little bit about what you're doing with Atypical, the recent funding news, the kind of clients that you've already been working with, and the exciting projects. And one of the things that is very close to our heart and close to this community is, of course, the edtech work that's going on now on exam preparation for the disabled candidates. And the fact that, AI tutors are possible, and there is a way to also bring them into the edtech fold. So over to you, Vineet.
No, thanks for having me here, team. And in fact, I and Revati have been connected for years now. I think probably more than 6-7 years. As such, the conversation actually started when we were, doing our fundraising. But I think before that, I'll just give a very quick overview of Atypical Advantage. As such, so I am Vineet, graduated from IIM Bangalore, worked 6 years in the corporate space across categories, strategy, analytics, and so on. I am visually impaired myself. I hired more than 500 people with disabilities in retail. And probably, at that point, I thought that how could I do and improve lives of people with disabilities more structurally? And that is why I started Atypical Advantage. Atypical Advantage is a social venture trying to generate livelihood for people with disabilities in India. We have impacted over 5,000 plus people with disabilities so far, worked with 450 plus large companies, a lot of companies where people with disabilities were never hired. be it manufacturing, pet care, e-commerce, and even higher CTC based roles. We made that possible. Same way, a lot of freelancers like artists with disabilities working from home and so on, all of them got opportunities. And then we thought, especially with AI coming into the picture, it can be so much interesting for people with disabilities. Right now, AI tutors have anyways come, but the thought process was that, could we get, let's say, the All India rank 1 of IIT JEE exam, which is supposed to be one of our toughest exams in India, to be a person with disability, right? Because now technology is a leveler for them. A blind person can probably, get live captions and understanding about images. Same way a deaf person can have captions and probably integrate with the mainstream world. So that was the entire thought process, and that is how we launched Atypical Academy, and trying to help people with disabilities through our work. And then obviously we connected with Revati, just having discussions around how AI can solve problems for people with disabilities. And actually, Revati built this thing for people with hearing disabilities. And the notion is simple, that if we can train them in English, probably it can help them a lot, right? Like with right now, Google Meet has this free live captions. Same way they can actually do a phone call, even do a live captions. So you can understand the depth of some of these ideas, and AI can actually solve a lot of problems for people with disabilities, all types of people with disabilities: autism, Down syndrome, hearing impairment, blindness. So that was the entire thought process of, and we are actually working on an AI tutor. We are working on further taking up Revati's idea of how to generate like good communication tools for people with hearing disabilities. So that's the entire mission, and I'm pretty excited about AI changing some of these things, which was not the case. Like if you look at my life, it has been technology. For example, I use a screen reader software which reads out everything for me. Imagine if this would not have been there, then no blind person would have reached the top in any company. It's largely because of this technology I'm able to study like anybody else and so on. So I am very bullish about AI, and I am personally learning a lot of things from Revati's interaction, as well as experimenting with myself. Lot of these challenges was there before, like personally for me, but now with AI I can get explanation about images, videos, tools, and right now you even use my computer and websites which are not accessible. So yeah, these are my thoughts, but largely we want to solve this problem, uh, and using AI. So we are trying to build a couple of things for all disabilities and having personalized learning. For example, imagine there are slow learners, people with learning disability who work at a slower pace than, let's say, somebody else. So imagine AI can teach them at a slower pace at zero cost. So yeah, these are some areas we are experimenting with.
Thank you so much, Vineet. And I just request everybody, like people have been like clapping and showing so many hearts throughout, but I just like everybody to just unmute for a minute so we can actually give Vineet the applause that he deserves to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Welcome.
No, I could read the comments. So
Yeah. Talkback is fine.
no, it's not mine. I think it's someone else.
Okay.
Yeah, even I have seen in AI summit about these glasses for impairment. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. With that, thank you so much, Vineet. And if you hang around, Vineet, for some time, there's one presentation that people have made on one project that they've created around EdTech, which completely relooks at the way content pipelining happens for EdTech. I think that's something that, I gave them the domain project with this in mind that at some point in time we'll use it for Atypical. So
No, I'm here till 4. There's no
Okay,
issue.
fantastic. All right. So next slide. I think we are largely here to really celebrate this diverse group of learners. Like we've had, I don't know if Ankit's been able to join or is he at the hospital, but Trisha, are you here? Trisha, are you around? Oh my God, I just spotted my eco prof from college, from B school. I have to give him a shout out.
Yes, Revati, I'm here.
Hey, Trisha. Hi, Bala.
Hi.
Are you?
Yes, how are you?
I'm good, Bala sir. Thank you so much for joining. Everyone, Bala sir taught me economics in college, and I thought he's also been a huge cheerleader. And Amrita as an institution does so much in AI, and it's one of the institutions that I'd like to, while we teach Harvard and IIT and IIM, I always feel bad that I've not gone and taught back at my own college. So I thought I should get Bala sir to join today. But thank you so much for taking time, Bala sir.
It is really inspiring, particularly for disadvantaged students in our campus also. So it's something I'm also thinking about it. I'll work with you, all of you. Really, we need one is really exciting.
Amazing. Thank you so much. With no further ado, Trisha, why don't you introduce yourself? Because one of the questions, Trisha, we always get is, and when we started this program, and everybody that's graduating today, we started this program as beginner to intermediary, and somehow we also, and after Trisha speaks, I'll bring in people from on the other extreme that have done this program, which are people that are leading like large global technology teams of 4,000 plus. But Trisha was the most scared to start, and but Trisha was on MasterChef season 2, if I'm not wrong, right, Trisha? Yeah.
Yes, I was. I was in MasterChef. Yes, season 2.
Season.
I'm more into food line and a chef.
Over to you, Trisha. Floor is yours.
And a food consultant.
Congratulations.
So, first of all, it was pleasure. I know Sumit since years, but it was such a pleasure to meet Revati on this platform. She's extremely inspiring for me. Having said that, AI kind of intimidated me, so I always wanted to learn AI. I was very curious about the future of AI and what is new. I had a good time. I had a very good time. Unfortunately, I couldn't make any project. Just hold on one second.
If you're talking to your daughter, say hi, Trisha, because her daughter's been part of many of our classes.
No, I'm actually, my helper is on top of his voice. Like, please keep. So anyways, it was a pleasure. I mean, I'm awed by the knowledge all of you are imparting through this platform. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I wish to cope up to it someday. And congratulations to all the teammates, Rashi and Supriya. They have done a brilliant job. It's such a brilliant thing to see them actually materialize the apps which we actually learned during the course. So heartiest congratulations to you, Revati and Sumit. You are doing a brilliant job. It's actually, I think, few years down the line, you'll be like the pioneers of, you already are pioneers of AI, and somewhere I'll be proud of knowing you somewhere, both of you. I wish to
Not
work.
at all. Congratulations. Trisha, you are being too hard on yourself. Everybody that was part of Trisha's batch, anybody that wants to jump in and say how amazing she was and how much work she did and what stuff she created.
I exactly just wrote that. I mean, Trisha, you don't know, like a lot of people in your position, they would not even dare to get into a course of this nature just because it feels intimidating. You coming up, you showing for the classes already meant a lot. You not doing a project, I don't think that's really the biggest deal. But you getting, even if you're getting like 50% of whatever people speak now in the tech world, it's still an amazing thing. So yeah, don't really be hard
You
on
guys,
yourself.
Rashi, you are so inspiring, and you've always helped me whenever I called you. Oh, Rashi, I don't know this, know that, and she was always available at one phone call. So hats off to you guys, and I know you guys are very busy with your otherwise, the routine. So such down to earth and humble people. It's amazing. It's really amazing to see you all. It's
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Really.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you all. Really.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha. Just checking in to see, because I want to showcase like the extremes. Ankit, I'm not sure if Ankit Goswami is joined yet. Ankit's doing his research in AI at IIM Indore, and he's part of the current cohort. But are Amit Bhagat or Manish Nath here yet? No,
No, I didn't see them.
not yet. All right. We'll ping them, but we'll bring them in. Let's just move forward. I will be. You'll meet all our grads who've been able to join this call. Just at the end, but we want to spend some time showing you the things that were built, because that will be very interesting for everyone that's joined us. And they're spending Saturday afternoon, so we don't want you all to go off to sleep. So let's bring in some excitement. Can we start the demos now, Sumit?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. So go to the next. Oh yeah. Sorry,
Yep.
I'll just take another minute. Yeah, so just go. Yeah, so these are of course the various real world domain projects that we've worked on. So many of you within your organizations would have also come across these use cases. I won't spend too much time here because today is all about the community and the learners and the graduates. So let's talk a little bit about the specific life projects that they worked on. And they were all life problems that came to us from organizations. Sumit, next slide, please. Thank you. All right. So e-commerce and retail, Anupa will join us in a bit, and we'll have her speak. But the problem was basically a price scraper across various e-commerce sites. So you, instead of wasting your time, you just go and say one particular thing that you want to pick up, and it will just scrape all models or prices across e-commerce sites and bring that up for you. So it was like a smart shopping concierge that they built out. And as Anupa was on part of the project, Nishant Vatsa was part of the project. He's here too. Congratulations, Nishant. We'll bring you in when Anupa is here. And then there was, of course, the personal health navigator. That's the domain project, in fact, that Rashi and Supriya started, and then they took off in their own directions. And congratulations to both of you again on being founders in your own right. There's a career development problem that we tackled, which is largely targeted towards B2B and not B2C, which is in organizations when people, especially around the noise that you hear with AI replacing people and jobs, or there being AI co-workers, obviously cultures are different, skill mapping changes, how people get promoted changes, how people need to navigate their careers change. So this is this group that worked on this life project solved for that, and also up to employees getting personalized development plans, because there's really like a lot of panic in organizations at the grassroots level where people don't know if they're going to get fired the next day. But this really enabled CHROs and CEOs to manage culture through this transformation that they were seeing with the advent of AI. Next slide, Sumit. Yeah, then there was this really fun travel tech platform, and I've used it a fair bit, but I think they've taken the site down for now, maybe making some changes. But that was Vaishali and Vishal Anand and Trisha and somebody else, Anmol, I think. This is a fantastic weekend travel planner. Now, what happens is that typically you go to like 3 or 4 websites, or you'll ask somebody to plan your travel for you, and it's an absolute, like, there's too much of back and forth that happens, especially on short trips, and it doesn't really give you, and you land up somewhere and you realize it's raining there, or there's something else happening in that place. So this is sort of a real sort of a life tracker, and it would change your travel plan if required. Also tell you what the weather is going to be like and whether it's advisable, and therefore what kind of place option you should really optimally look for. So really fantastic tool that they build there. Then there's a manufacturing industrial IoT problem that we worked on, which is a predictive maintenance orchestrator. This has taken its own shape, which we'll come to on something with physical AI and really managing assets. And that's the first demo that we have up. And there's, of course, Sunena and gang that worked on a FinOps project, which was basically automating all of the finance processes within an organization, but also enabling procurement. This actually took two shapes. One was a FinOps, which was automating financial, all of the AR, AP work. And then there was this whole contract manager that is, we're not showcasing these today because they're actually genuinely live projects that two organizations are working with us on. But with that, we'll dive into our first demo, which is, Sumit, if you're still there, can you go to the next slide? Oh yeah, there was all of this as well. We'll come to it because we'll show them a couple of this. Okay, demo time. First up, next slide, is Arkash. Now, the reason we're showing two projects together is because both of them involve something that people ignore. Now, the world knows AI as generative AI or vibe coding, because that's what's become popular over the last 2 years, or as I say, the linkverse has created a lot of noise around it. So you see a LinkedIn post and you think that that's like the best thing ever. But the hard, under the hood AI building takes you to ensure that your models are working for particular domain use cases. And so predictive modeling is super important. Predictive modeling has been around for a very long time for those who've been doing machine learning and all of that for a while. But how do we use that in two very different use cases? One is supposedly, outwardly, a very boring use case, which is in the construction and real estate space. And how do I tie that with physical AI, which is really where I think the future is going to be in about 6 months. We are going to talk, the marriage of robotics and AI is going to be prevalent across industries, especially within manufacturing and construction, as well as anybody that has retail ops and, FMCG ops. I think we're going to see a lot more of that happening. And then sports. So without further ado, Arkash, are you here? Are you ready?
I am. I'll share my screen.
Yeah, you want to quickly give a 30-second introduction of yourself also, or you can do it at the end of the demo. Up to you.
Sure, I actually worked it into the demo a little bit. Okay, so let's just give this a shot. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start. This is Jaggery or Jagari. I spelled it in such a way because depending on the geographical context, it can mean different things, but we'll get into that. So I wanted to include AI-powered operations in the platform for companies that managed expensive, broad, distributed physical assets. Sorry.
Sorry, Arpita, I'm just going to mute you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'll just show you. I'll just do a quick background, and then I'll show you the physical problem and a little bit of a live demo. So I am a mechanical engineer. Most of my specialization was done in drones and robotics. And I've included rowing coach and competitive rower for the second part of this, which we'll get to in a moment. So most of my work was done with sensor signal processing and things like that. So having an opportunity to be part of this course and sort of learn how I can best implement all of this and sort of bring it all together has been wonderful. And it's been directly applicable in my work, as I'll go into. So both projects that I'm showing today come a little bit from a mix of those backgrounds. Now, the main problem that we were looking at was that if you manage significant physical assets across multiple sites, multiple locations, you will deal with some version of these problems where you're not there's no unified view of your risk, your assets, your maintenance, your logs from a top-down structure. So maintenance tracked through spreadsheets or not being tracked effectively in a unified manner leads to failures, creates this sort of reactive rush and scramble to find the problem, find the person, find the parts, find what's wrong. Now, the research that I've done has shown that approximately unplanned downtime can lead to about $260,000 US dollars per hour in big companies of costs or unplanned costs in the logistics market. I should have included that. Siemens found that 42% of 42% of unplanned downtime is caused by equipment failure and poor predictive maintenance. So it's not supply chain, it's not labor, this is just purely equipment. The shift that I'm sort of presenting here because of Jaggery shows that traditional asset management gives you the siloed data, so in the very specific niche views that you have, whereas this is providing you a sort of portfolio-wide risk visibility. An LLM interface where you can ask questions in plain English and get answers from live data. An automated alert workflow, that alert integrated workflow that closes your loop and effectively allows for predictive maintenance alerts to come in a more structured manner. So this is sort of moving from a reactive standpoint to a predictive or intelligent system. So this is the workflow in a little bit more detail. The system flags any anomalies based on simulated vibrations or wear patterns, whatever the criteria that you determine. Okay, the AI queries the database that we have. In this case, it's PostgreSQL. And it gives it that asset's history and site status. A work order is then created from that and automatically pre-filled from the asset record. It's assigned, tracked, and completed, all in one unified platform. This is a little bit of what it looks like in practice. These are some screenshots, and I'll take you through a live demo in a moment. This allows you, through the map interface, the multi-site previews allow you to look at your assets across multiple zones. In this situation, it's Mumbai, Pune, and the assets themselves are represented by color-coded dots, depending on the risk status of each location. Additionally, depending on the number of assets, the size of the dot grows. So in a very short, easy view, you get to see your assets as they're located across a map. Okay, I'm just gonna show you a little bit of what that looks like. So I didn't mean to stop sharing. Okay, so here's our live demo. So this effectively shows us where our different assets are located. So over here, there's a quick overview of what your assets are, the specific project that's involved. Okay, you can click on these to create to give you the slightly more detailed overview. And then once you determine what exactly you want to take a look at, you can click on these specific links, and it'll take you to the assets and why they're, and give you more details on why they're at risk. So in this situation, it shows you what all of these are and why there's an issue with them, what the issue could be, and then you can get further and further detail. The dashboard itself shows you an overview of all your projects as they stand. And so this is simply a simulated construction portfolio. So you look at the data that you saw on the side over here, and it's represented in the format that's customizable in whatever format that you want. So this, in this dashboard that we're looking at, there's 4 KPIs, which are your total assets, what's overdue, what open work orders you have, and just generally what if everything doesn't need any maintenance, if everything's running fine and there's no risks that you're really looking at, then you'll see 100% health score. So that overdue maintenance number is one that costs more money every day. It's ignored. Okay. Below you see the asset distribution and the most urgent upcoming maintenance issues. So these assets are then shown according to the health, specifically health, status, value, and all of these are, again, customizable according to the kind of assets that you're looking at. And this could be something smaller. In this situation, we're looking at a construction mindset, but also it could be logistics sector. It could be a bunch of different things. Now, the Copilot in itself, and we can go through these in further detail at the end of this when you guys have questions, if you guys have questions. But we'll go through the AI assistant for a little bit. So the Copilot itself allows you to demonstrate as an
Tab switched.
Already. There we go. Right. So the Copilot itself allows you to demonstrate. You can just get a general context for, let's say, what assets are overdue for maintenance this week. So in the situation that you don't even want to go through the specific dashboards or all of those views, you can literally just ask the AI agent, and it should simply list everything out for you. Well, that's a shame.
That's okay, Arkash. Just in the interest of time, there's a question, of course, in the chat.
Okay.
I'll just take that, which is what is the frequency of the data updation and what is the minimum response time? But you want to talk a little bit about how in the actual implementation, when it happens for, let's say, a specific, for example, if there's a real estate developer with like a bunch of assets that they want to go through, or let's say there is a plant and then there is, a plant site with multiple machineries, how it typically works, or what is the vision of where this will go? Maybe if you could just talk about the roadmap, and then we'll move to the sports piece.
Okay, so the roadmap in itself is it's very customizable at this standpoint. This is done as a demonstration of what this is capable of. So we're looking at the assets being able to, so whatever asset that you're tracking specifically, you can break that down into the criteria that that represent your biggest pain points, and you can represent them in the specific manner over here. In this situation, the broader scheme of your multiple projects allows you to get a better overview. This is something that is more, might be of more interest to people who have smaller entities and want greater control of all of their assets. This could be of greater importance to C-suite individuals who want to understand the broad scope of how their assets are being used effectively. Now, in the work that I am doing, this could be, or at least with the partners that I have, this has been important for people who are looking at seeing where their robotics devices are developed. This could be logistics devices. In this situation, we're demonstrating construction. It could literally just be, it could be something simple. It doesn't have to be anything massive, but this basically just tracks the little bits of things. So you could say, oh, I've sent an employee out here, and therefore you know where your employees are located or situated, things like that. So this is just supposed to give you a very good overview of your business as a whole. We'll
Perfect.
go into more questions. I'll just quickly finish this off. And
I just, yeah, while you're loading up the sports thing, and questions can keep coming because we'll have to move to the next. We're, as usual, Arkash, we're behind 25 minutes. And that
Okay.
happens a lot. So our classes are supposed to be for 3 hours, and then, you know, the sessions go on for 6 hours sometimes. But Sunaina's very responsible
आज
for that
मैंने
as well.
बोला भी नहीं
So
है
she's okay. But as you're jumping into that, I just want to say that, you know, one of our goals with Garage Labs has always been to stay a little ahead of the curve. And therefore, Arkash, you can start loading the sports bit. Oh, you're already there? Okay. All right.
yeah. Well, the sports bit comes a little bit
So
further
one of the
down.
things that we want to do is, and Arkash happens to be maybe a good time to talk a little bit about Arkash. He happens to be a mechanical engineer whose obsession is with robotics. So we're actually going to be launching a robotics AI program because honestly, physical AI is going to be the next turn. And before you hear it on LinkedIn, I think we want to, you know, we want people within the Garage Labs community to already be ahead of the curve there. Again, you don't need to be necessarily a techie to do that program. If you know a few things, it's great. But is Kritika around? Kritika, are you there? But Kritika will come in a bit. But there, all right. So Kritika is very kindly. Kritika is actually going to be speaking at the end as well. But she's setting up a space in Goa, and we are looking forward to doing our first robotics AI program along with Arkash, Kritika, and us there. So if that's something of interest, just drop us a note and tell us, you know, what your fears are with it. And we'll see how we can design the program in a way that you'll be benefited. And we've had like arguments, right? So largely, I think that it's perfect for kids, but we also know that industries require it. So we're arguing about who to do the program for first. Like, do we do it for kids? Do we do it for engineering college folks? Or do we do it for industries? And three very different levels of learning. So let us know your thoughts. We'd love to learn from what you think we should be doing and where you think we should be doing it. The first capstone there, like the project there is, of course, it's a nice problem. Can you get robots to follow each other in a straight line? Sounds simple, but that's what we're going to be building. So interesting stuff there. Arkash, sports prediction.
So we're just sort of bridging to stroke flow. So there's an industry standard for rowing measurement, and so it's a device called a speed coach. The hardware itself costs in the ballpark of $1,000 to $2,000, and I found it honestly very strange that this was what people were using, considering that every sensor it uses already exists in your phone. So stroke flow was supposed to be software only, a sort of base layer for your analysis, your rowing metric, your stroke rate, your split times, your speed, your stability, and adding another tier then gives you machine learning based stroke analysis and coaching feedback. So the fundamental measurement layer was supposed to be a little bit more accessible to people and not locked behind expensive hardware, considering that hardware technically is available on our phones. And so the little bit of engineering process here involved data filtering and the manipulation of actually understanding how we can recognize patterns in this data. So it comes in noisy. The GPS itself could have a bunch of issues, especially now that there's GPS jamming. So boat rocking, all kinds of noise. So we use Kalman filtering initially for your GPS data estimation. Then we use the same technique used in it is the same technique used in drone navigation. Kalman filtering, Savitsky-Golay smoothing, then changes it to preserve that exact stroke form, that waveform that you record, while removing a lot of noise. And then just low-pass filtering and peak detection and interpolation. So peak detection and interpolation is recognizing specific shapes in your regular waveform. And what you get at the end of this is a sort of clean stroke that allows you to get your metrics very easily. And this is all just from a standard smartphone. So in our two views over here, I've included a graph which shows a little bit of the alignment problem that we take into account. So the data as it's recorded, depending on the orientation of the phone, can hold many different shapes, and your peaks, the way that you record this data isn't necessarily consistent every single time. So this orients all of your data according to one very specific axis. That's our first alignment problem. So this allows your phone to be mounted in any position. The system automatically detects your axis and reorients your data. Now on the right is the actual recorded data and your output. Acceleration waveforms with each spike are recorded as an individual stroke. So this computed speed we generate from our GPS, and actually we're working on using our accelerometers to boost or better this data analysis, and you can analyze the pitch stability. So all of these analytic tools allow you to get a very clear idea of how the boat actually moves. That's pretty much it for my presentation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Arkash. And like super interesting to see like two different use cases. So Arkash, we'll have you speak again in the end along with the other grads, but congratulations on this work. A few of the people in the cohort are of course continuing to work with us within the lab to solve solid domain projects such as this. Because we started getting inquiries from a lot of prop tech, and the way that prop tech is going to change, but also from defense and a certain set of, government assets also that need to be monitored. So the idea is you have a drone, and for somebody who asks for live speed, the idea is you have a drone, it hooks up to the the first one that Arkash showed you, the asset, I don't know what name he's given it. He's done this just now before the presentation. Jagaru, whatever. So so it connects with that, and so you do get live feeds. So that's the hey, Kritika's kid is here. Hello. All right. With that, we move to before we go to like more serious domain projects, and people always wonder, hey, when did this get done and when can I do this? So I want to show you what people do at the end of weeks with us. And so I'm going to invite our current cohort, and I think we have Riddhi and Meenakshi representing today. This group had a great mix as well. You have Mamta Saikia, who just was Bharti Airtel Foundation's CEO. She's been an educator all her life. She just retired this year. You've got Riddhi, who's been in, and you all can introduce yourself, Riddhi and Meenakshi, and please speak. Has Riddhi been able to join, or is she already on the train? I'm not sure, but she's a sales leader in e-mobility. And Meenakshi and Riddhi come from product backgrounds. And then you've got Ankit is the one that I was saying is, I don't know if he's joined as well, but he's doing his PhD in AI right now with IIM Indore. So super happy to have this mixed group. And let's see what problem you've solved. Over to you guys.
Hello everyone. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Was it up?
Not yet, Meenakshi. Yeah, now we can see.
Okay. Hello everyone, I'm Meenakshi. I'm a product manager, comes from a technical background. I work across different corporate startups and I have been and working with Revit and Sumit in this cohort. I'm really glad to be part of this. Okay, let's get started. So, as part of this current cohort, which we started like a month back, we have built a ethic problem solution platform where we are trying to build AI-powered personalized learning, turning any textbook into your personal tutor. So let's jump into the problem statement.
May I just request anybody that's not presenting to just please put yourself on mute. I'm finding it a little hard to locate who it is.
Don't know if it's my background noise, Revati, because I'm out as well.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah. But it's audible, right? You can hear me?
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just get down into the problem. So our education today has a problem, not from the content perspective. Of course, if we have great content, a great information pool, but it's about the understanding. So we have one teacher in like 40 plus student class with one way of teaching, no personalization, where students fall behind. Parents keep paying for tuition, where most of the parents can't even afford that. And from the student's perspective, it's tough. So they are trying to learn static content from the textbook to understand the dynamic concepts, right? So we are trying to make this whole ecosystem not only for students, but for the whole ecosystem. So that's when the Lefoli comes in, where we are trying to convert a textbook into a personalized multi-model conversational tutors, which understands you, understands your interest, the way you want to learn, not like the same way of teaching to everyone. Based on your interest, you like music, we teach you in that, right? So for students, for teachers, it's a great to keep a track on all the students, and parents, of course, affordable platform to still understand where the kid is going, what is his progress, and that's bring us to our platform. So let's only what it does, right? So it asks, select me as a student. I'll ask in not only in English, but mostly today in English. So I can even ask in my own language, just starting first with English or Hindi. I ask in any syllabus question, and then it answers me in my language. So it helped me to understand better than just going in a very bound to an English language. It's not generic, it's not hallucinating, it is very still syllabus focused. And it's the major point is like it is multi-modal. It not only gives you the text, but it explains you things in different ways. Music, videos, text, quizzes, there are like different ways it will help you. Post that, it assesses you with different quizzes. So to understand, are we doing great? Whether this is helping you, it's not change the model of teaching and then adapt it so it makes you to learn better. For parent teachers, this is a great because here, as I said, it's not only for students, it's for the whole ecosystem where it actually shows for teachers where are the students, what are they doing, how they are progressing, which student needs help, who is lagging behind, and for parents, it's an affordable solution. Now let's see that in action. So I hand over to Riddhi for a live demo.
Great, thanks, Meenakshi. Hey everyone, quick intro. My name is Riddhi. I am with Emirates Group right now. I have approximately 22 years of project management, product management experience across Australia and New Zealand with the Big Fours and all the rest of them. Came from fintech and supply chain logistics background. So looking at always currently I'm managing the innovation vertical for the cargo systems. So very different topic we've picked up, which is EdTech. And I feel like the persona here was me, because as a student or as a 8th grader, when I had to focus and sort of continue with the conventional studies, it was extremely hard for my mother to make sure that I focus on it. So we need picking up on what you had mentioned about not just for the special needs, but it's also something which everyone requires, a platform which is much less boring than what we have across the world. So we've taken our persona here, a class 8 student. This is just an MVP. We're starting with a concept, and we'll explain the vision to you quickly as well. But this is about just starting and seeing how education can be made more engaging, more personalized, as Meenakshi was saying, and more entertaining as well. I mean, we're learning concepts. Today, we are learning AI concepts and everything from Revati, and it's been great learning it. We are all actually trying to spend our time, most of our personal time, to make sure that we are able to come up to our expectations and her expectations as well. So on that note, I'm going to straight dive into a quick demo, which we created literally in a week or week, I would say. And let's get this party rolling. Lifoli, before this, you would have only heard of drink, eat, and repeat. That's what we have here as well. But it's about music there.
Is it only me who can't hear it? Is Riddhi audible?
Placement, photosynthesis, and all the rest of it. So we're going to make it a little bit more happy for this child to make sure that the student keeps on to our
Meenakshi, just go 1 second. Riddhi, are you able to hear me? Pause, Riddhi. Can you hear me? We can't hear you and the thing together. Okay. Now we can hear you. When the audio there is playing, we can't hear you.
You can hear the audio?
We could hear the audio a little bit and you a little bit. It's very feeble when both of you all are together. So maybe just try to go off video for some time while you're presenting, because it's probably the camera. And we'll also go off camera just to help you. Let's see if it's better.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. So I was just briefing on the fact this is a new student who's come into this platform and is trying to use it. We'll show you 2 journeys, one of a new student and one of a returning student whose preferences and likings have been stored in the platform. This is for now the...
We can't see your screen if you're sharing.
I know, I'm not. This is for the new student sign-up flow. Okay, so as I was saying, let's get this party rolling. I'm not going to speak now.
Are you sharing anything with me?
Riddhi, you want to just...
It's only me, Revati. You can see her screen?
Just 1 sec, Meenakshi. Let her show her, share it. If all of us nudge her, she won't be able to share. Let's give her some time.
Can you
see
it now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Let's go ahead.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks.
You can turn off. Rick,
Thanks
close
for the
the window. Yeah, no problem.
Hi, Rocky. Welcome to Nova's Science Studio, where science meets rhythm and sound. I'm Nova, your science tutor. I love explaining science using music, beats, and sound waves. Think of science like a song. Everything has patterns, rhythm, and energy. Before we start, what kind of music do you love?
Jazz.
Nice. I can already tell we're going to make science sound awesome together. Rocky, let's understand each other a bit better before we dive in. I'll ask you a few quick questions, just short answers. Think of it like tuning our instruments before a performance. Ready?
Yes.
Let's go. 5 quick questions, just yes, no, or one word. Question 1 of 5. Have you heard the word frequency before, like in music or science?
Yes.
Love it. Question 2 of 5. Do you know the difference between distance and displacement?
No.
That's okay. Question 3 of 5. Have you studied sound waves before?
No.
No worries at all. Question 4 of 5. Do you know what energy transfer means?
Yeah.
Almost there. Question 5 of 5. Have you ever connected music to science, like why a guitar sounds the way it does?
No.
Great job, Rocky. You're at the intermediate stage, perfect for building your science rhythm. Level unlocked, intermediate. Now let's dive straight in. I want to show you something really cool about displacement.
Sure.
Check out this cool song on displacement.
I walked to the park, then came back home. Took a long path, didn't roam alone. Steps I counted, big number C. That's distance, total journey. Distance is the path you take. Every turn and every break. Displacement smart, it doesn't care. Just start to and shortest way there. Woo! Round and round in a circle I go. Back to start, fun little show. Distance is big, I moved a lot. But displacement, 0! Spot on! Distance, how much you move.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'll quickly show you the returning student flow. Now I have a returning student. As you can see, this is the dashboard. Right, so this is the returning student flow. And
hey Arjun, welcome back, champ. How did your last test go?
It went well.
Nice one. Last time we were discussing displacement. What do you remember about it so far?
It's a straight line.
Exactly. Let me build on that. Imagine Ronaldo sprints 20 meters toward the goal, then 5 meters back. Distance 25 meters total. But displacement only 15 meters the straight line from start to where he stopped. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That was wonderful, Arjun. You've got it. Now let me show you displacement in action. Tell me what you think once the video is complete.
Sure.
Imagine you're playing soccer and you start dribbling from midfield. You weave around defenders, left, right, spin move. Every step you take adds up. That total path you traveled is called distance. In this play, the distance is 30 meters of action. But physics also asks a different question. How far did you end up from where you started? That straight line from start to finish is called displacement. Here it's 20 meters forward.
Right. I take a lot of time here and quickly just close the demo. So what we were trying to show here is that if the student is a music lover, what sort of persona or tutor they can get who can give real-time analogies and examples from music, maybe from Taylor Smith, I don't know, whatever the grade 8 would relate to, and this can be scalable enough as well. If it's a sports level, then they have like Beckham, Ronald, anything. They can look at Virat Kohli, for example, and they can have examples from there. So their interest gets stored, and all the examples throughout are given as part of that. And that's the model we are building. That's the vision. We want to have, we want to ensure that there's the content building pipeline. As soon as the content is provided in the platform, it's able to create these fantastic videos, audios, and is able to keep the student engaging. I mean, I would not have remembered displacement as much as I remember after doing this exercise, honestly. But I think in the interest of time, Rifti, I'm not sure, just a time check if we can continue, or do you, yeah, no, okay.
All right. So I wanted to know that we got a lot of great comments. And guys, they finished, I think, the final edits on this in the morning. I was on call with them till 1 a.m. But it's been a fantastic experience working with this group, and just having Mamta there as an educator talking about, how to correctly use the Bloom's taxonomy really helped. And none of them wanted to do an edtech project. I can tell you how bored they were when I said, this is the bill that we're going to do. They were like, what, why, how, and who. But the one thing that I want to emphasize is on modular build. Essentially, this model that they have built, where you ingest anything on text, and it splits across multimodal formats, whether it's video. So it figures out the topics related to that text. It breaks it into subtopics. It says which subtopic lends itself the best to which content type, and then it starts creating. I think that's really the differentiator, and I see a lot of applications of it even outside EdTech. So one of the things that we do talk about a lot, which you typically don't see in AI, I think I mean, they can tell you a little bit more about it, but maybe that's one thing that if you just want to talk about Meenakshi and Riddhi, just in terms of architecture and build understanding, but just 30 seconds, okay?
So from the architecture vision perspective, this was the content pipeline we had. We had LangChain, looked at the Tailwind, .NOTCS, that's the entire tech stack that we have used. Of course, looked at the RAG to say that the particular information that we have got, it's not hallucinating and going back to ChatGPT. It's got that fixed information that it's going to be looking for. So that's been the vision that we started with. Now in the future, when we build the pipeline, of course, we are looking at other platform, and with Revti's vision and help, hopefully we can create that pipeline to be able to auto-generate that content.
And Riddhi, just one more thing, because you're on screen and Arkash just presented before you. You totally see Emirates using the Asset IQ, the asset build.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Meenakshi, for joining the call despite being outside. And say hi to your kids as well. Thank you so much, Riddhi. With this,
We also had the dashboard, so we will skip that, right, during the time interest. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
We'll release it as beta and share it with everybody. Okay. So I think a lot of people loved it. And I'd be very upset if most kids here, everybody who's got kids here, or their neighbors' kids or whoever, we'll send it out in the family and get them to test this. Okay, you have 15 days to release it. Your next milestone. All right. Now, if we build something around EdTech, and obviously you've also heard Vineet now, but let's talk about another impact project, and I'll bring in Prateek. Prateek, you have like 3 minutes, and Prateek anyways doesn't like talking a lot. So, hey Prateek.
Hey, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Sumit. Hi, Revati. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing?
Hello.
Yeah, all right. So I'll take a moment to give you a quick walkthrough of Revati. How much time do I have?
3 minutes to do everything.
Okay, so I'll not give you a walkthrough of my presentation. I'll right away give you a quick walkthrough of the application that I have developed. Please confirm if my screen is visible. Can you confirm if my screen is visible, guys?
Yes.
Yes, visible. Yes, visible.
Yes. So Englify AI is an application, it's an AI-powered application that serves as a diagnostic tools for individuals who want to work on their English language skills. I'll also talk about what the motivation of developing this application was, because I work with a lot of individuals on a pro bono basis, helping them with their communication skills and basic English language skills. Right. Unfortunately, the way things are right now, the education system doesn't empower individuals to learn and master the nuances of English grammar. So the vision was that we have, or rather I wanted to build a product, and there are 3 phases to it. The first phase, which I'm going to demonstrate right now, is around the diagnostics, right? So this is a diagnostic tool that will evaluate the grammar proficiency and the written assessment test proficiency of a candidate. The next step or the next element of this product would be to build a learning experience imparting education. And the third aspect would be building a collaborative platform. So that is what the roadmap looks like. As far as this diagnostic tool goes, this was built on non-BIOS, right? So I'll just give you a quick walkthrough. So essentially, you log in into the system. So once the user logs in, this bases their initial assessment of where they feel they are. If they decide to take the assessment, they can choose whether they want to start with an easy level of diagnostics, medium, or hard. Once you choose easy and proceed to test, you have a set of 15 questions that you need to answer. And then, so if I just quickly, just fill in some dummy values so that I'll quickly show you how this process works, right? So I just keep filling something and then right. So this part that you're seeing here is a written assessment test. And here the candidate is required to key in the response to the essay prompt. So this, I have already kind of created a sample essay prompt for you, which I'll just be keying in. And once you do that, you are required to hit the submit button. And it evaluates. So essentially at the back end, we have the LLM, which evaluates the written assessment test prompt on 3 parameters. And this is how it looks like. So this shows, right? There are these 3 parameters on logic and coherence, structure and paragraph, and grammar and quality. So the idea here is that once this diagnostic is through, the next phase would be that we'll be building, or rather I'll be working on some kind of pedagogical workflow, which will address these very specific gaps. And in the third phase, the idea is to build a collaborative platform where individuals can learn and grow. I guess my 3 minutes are up, so I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
I'm sorry to have rushed you. No, you can talk a little bit more about, why you built it and who it's meant for. I have put something on the chat, of course, and you can continue like chatting and, sharing some more in terms of the ICP and what was really the motivation to build this. And I really think that this is super critical, and especially as people, Pratik, you and I spoke about it. A lot of people just struggle even interacting with AI tools today, for example, because they can't write in English at all. It's very, very hard for them. And we know that a structured input gives you a better output. And of course, there's the ability to use multilingual now. But really if they have to do like larger work. And we also spoke about bridging the employment gap. And the reason I love this is because there's this that you've built, and I don't know if Anoop's around, but there's a question bank generator that he built. And, all the 3 projects, we wanted to show it together because they're all interconnected. Like one can use literally like the C33 project that they just showed. They can consume what you've built, what Anoop's built. So super excited to see some of that happen.
Sure.
But I think you've also had your own journey through the program, and we'll bring you in at the end with everyone else as well. And congratulations on launching English. And I know that there's more coming up in the edtech space from you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Revati, and thank you so much, Sumit. The two of you have been extremely encouraging. I look up to the two of you whenever I need some guidance on, going forward as far as the AI journey is concerned. Thank you again for all the support.
And we look forward, Pratik. We really like each and every person in whichever cohort we've run, and there's been 33 plus cohorts now. I think we're like individually also connected with each and every person. I don't want to get emotional. Let's just move to the next demo. All right. Thanks so much, Pratik. Okay. We have next coming up. Can somebody help me? Who was next?
Was it Anmol or us?
I need the deck. Anmol will not necessarily present today, so we'll come back to it in the end.
Then it's us, the social media.
Oh yes, Sayali and Shama.
Hey, hi.
Can't see you guys though.
No, I'm visible. Am I not?
I'm here. Yeah.
Shama has her camera visible. Saili does not have a camera, so she's not visible.
All right, Shama, over. Shama and Sayali, over to you.
Okay, sure. So we'll start. I'll start the screen share. Let me know if it's
Sayali and
visible.
Shama, 5 minutes.
Am I not? Yeah.
5 minutes and then 2 minutes you all can talk, okay?
All
We're
right.
really like super delayed. Okay.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Shama.
Great. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So our project is in our demo is in social media marketing solution. So it's called Earth AI, and Earth means meaning, deriving meaning and also money. So you'll see how we have handled both. With us in the project, in this demo is Pulkit. I'm myself, Himanshu and Sally. We have worked together, moving forward very quickly. So when we started researching, when we were giving this domain, we did our research, and we really found that with this current solutions, there's a lot of data. Whenever any marketing team starts social media posts, and there's a lot of data which comes, and there are also some of the reports of the data, but the insights is something is what they are really looking for. And the critical gaps that we found was, one is that since there's a lot of data available, so data chaos, and then it comes to sentiment analysis of any of the measurements, then there are blind spots, and then there is a myth with attribution. So I'll take you through what it is. When it comes, so basically, whenever any post is posted, and then when we have several comments coming in, so some of these comments are positive, some of them are negative, and then as soon as by the time the team realizes that there is a negative comment coming and we have to respond, it has already gone beyond that. Apart from that, one of the other things that we found is that when it comes to measuring the cost of ROI, usually people look at the conversion, where the conversion has come from, or which was the click that brought the conversion. But then what is to be seen is that the lead, any lead which has a back journey, it's not just that this click which matters. So there's a possibility, and there's always a possibility that this person has seen you in a website or visited you again somewhere, so the same campaign or different campaigns, but then this user has been following you up, but then the last click is something which is converted in, which has got into the conversion, which is what mostly is looked into by the marketers, and that is how the marketing budgets are built, and potentially ignoring the potential other lead generating journeys which has happened, which brought to us if it is which brought to us if there is a confusion in this reporting. Is it or is it an intelligent insights that they are getting to allocate this budget intelligently? If they're real, if they really know where their ROI is coming from, and if it is making sense to them, if the budget allocations are happening right. Now, post that, we looked into the market that we have. So the mid-market segment is something which really, there are big, larger market segment where there are already there are many big market players which are playing, which are very heavy on cost, and they also, again, like the marketers get the insights, but then very data heavy. There's a big gap we found in the mid-market companies, which is where the market size we found is quite high. At the time of interest, I will move to the solutions, which is with the demo. I hope my screen is visible.
It's coming up, yes.
All right. So this is the usual dashboard. One second. Yeah, this is the usual dashboard where we get an oversight of all the, all those the different platforms. Now, then we have a command center where a marketer can ask the questions that they have. We have also given them, shortcuts to see the kind of queries that they can ask. It can be queries as simple for beginners or complex ones. So let's say if we have a query, so they pull out from the data, and then what is the kind of query, they answer it, and then the details behind this answer. Apart from that, let's say if there is a question asked which is non-contextual, any random question. In that case, it doesn't hallucinate. It tells you that we do not have enough backup for this data. We do not have enough data, and maybe you can ask. You can pick up any of the questions which is recommended from, or you can rephrase your question. So it does not hallucinate, and so we have brought that limit, in the code. The way it works would be explained by Saili to you in the next segment. I'll talk about the sentiment, where, so the various platforms where the post has been, it tells us the sentiment analysis of how's it going, and also in the graphical form. And then it tells which are the posts that require urgent attention. And then you can also drop a reply immediately, and so basically it is taken care of. So it saves a lot of time, and then it gives you immediately where if the post is, the sentiment is going towards negative or positive. So with green, it means it's all healthy, and it is also with the platform wise. It always takes time when we are doing it for the first time.
That's all right. I get it. Like,
Yeah,
there are also
basically,
great people right now. That's fine.
right. So what happens? It informs you the kind of answers, recommendations of the answer, the kind of answer that can be given. You see over here, which the user can answer from here. Choose and select. Saili, Pulkit, anything else from these two sections? Otherwise, we'll move to attributions.
Yeah, I think we can move to attribution part. Hi everyone. So there are always two parts of marketing. One is social media marketing, and other is the actual conversions, or the ads or revenue that is generated by those conversions. So what Shama explained right now was all about the social media post, reel, story, that a marketing manager will post. And the next part to this is the convergence part or the ads. So as a marketing manager, he gets to run a lot of ads on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, many more. But he gets a set of budget, and at the end of the month he doesn't know what he has spent on that platform and what was the actual revenue that got generated from that platform. If I see that a lot of people are just signing up on my product from LinkedIn, that doesn't mean that I should give all my next month's budget to LinkedIn. The thing is that a lot of campaigns or posts or ads that are running creates awareness to people, and this products helps to give attribution or what we call as credit to each of those platforms. So we try to put this along with the social media intelligence as well, where we capture the entire user journey. So if I see Facebook, if I see an ad on a Facebook to buy a t-shirt, for example, I see it on Facebook, then I go on LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, sorry, but then I go on YouTube, I see ad again, Mintra. So it will capture all the user journey. And when finally I buy or I convert or I sign up, it takes into account the entire user journey. And then for the marketing manager, it helps him to understand that conversions are coming from a lot of platforms, and that helps in budget allocation as well. So we have used a time decay attribution model here, so which helps like in entire month how many times I visited your platform, and what was the interval I visit the platform, which creates a formula, and then based on that it gives attribution to each campaign or ad that you are running. So basically this is a dashboard that will help the marketing. So if you see left side, it shows last click conversions, which are Shama, just little down, the campaigns. Yeah, so it shows the last click conversions that happened via that particular campaign, but on the right side there are attributed conversions. So this particular campaign also helped for these many conversions. So this is done via saving that user's journey in cookies and then getting it into the attribution or credit. So this is what we have worked on. Plus, Shama, if you go to the top, it also has a budget optimizer. In the next tab, budget optimizer. Yeah, so it actually tells you that how much money did you spend on Instagram, and should you continue to spend the same money on Instagram, or should you scale it, or should you scale it down. So this actually, and this is not on the basis of last conversions or last sign up, but based on the entire journey of the user and how that particular ad that you ran on that particular platform had helped to create awareness for the user. So this is what we tried to build along with the social media intelligence that we had on other tabs. I was still working on some other features to add in this product to give more marketing coverage and to save their time. So the last bit that we built was the post analyzer. So as a marketing manager, if you are trying to post something, just put it here and then it will give you a quick analysis based on the historic data of the post. So we had around 48 Facebook posts, 50 Instagram, and for example 70 in our database. So it will analyze all those posts, the likes, shares, engagement, and then it will tell you that obviously ours was some different data and this is irrelevant post. If I'm trying to do, then it will give the analysis of, okay, it is experimental post, please recommendations, and then we didn't detect any historical post like this, so it will give you some recommendation. This part is still work in progress, but we thought this could be an additional feature that we should add on to this product. Other than the current features that we have built, we have all have come with a lot of ideas. Shama, if you go to that slide. So there are a lot of things that we thought that we could add to this project, which will help the marketing manager to save his time, know his budget, and spend accordingly to the social media post or the ads that he's running. So this is how we think of taking it forward. I won't waste much time on reading this. If this comes through, then really good. Let's see.
Fantastic. You guys want to quickly wrap up with your journeys, or will you wait till everybody else finishes and come at the end? Because I'm very conscious of those who've joined us who are not necessarily graduating, right? Do you want to wait for some time, Shama?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
at the
Yes,
end?
yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So Sayali, I think you're obviously, and Shama, maybe you can come in at the end. I do want to have a back with Sally because she's managing marketing day in and day out at her work, and her work involves a lot of interaction with marketing. Sally, how are people feeling about everything new that you're bringing to the table now in the organization?
Yes, this is the actual real problem that we have in a company where the attribution or the multi attribution product that we have built. This is the actual problem that we have, and it's really save. I know when it will be built fully, it will really save time of a lot of people.
Yeah. So I think great build. There were some questions I've responded, but also feel free to share your own views there. With that, we move to now that we spoke. One angle that we saw now is about how those that are owners of brands or owners of digital marketing within their own organizations today, there's a limited ORM and everything exists in silos. So this really synthesizes a whole lot. But what happens if on your brand channel, let's say, for example, you have a channel on YouTube, people start abusing? What can you do as a content creator? And so the second project that we're going to showcase actually solves for that. So with that, I'll bring Pulkit on board. Pulkit, are you there? Hello.
Okay, so I will share my screen. Let me know if it is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, Social Shield.
Yeah.
Can see. Yes.
Okay, so I'm Pulkit. I'm basically building Social Shield. It is English first comment moderation for Indian creators.
Pulkit, we can now see the speaker notes, I think, not the slide.
Okay, wait.
You are on that.
Just a second. Now? Yeah.
Now you can see.
Yeah, okay. So I'm building Social Shield. It is Hindi first comment moderation for Indian creators. And just a second. Yeah. So currently, this is where the Indian creator economy stands right now. So we have around 2.7 billion YouTube monthly users, and 1 billion plus hours per day is the watch time. And 60% of the content is regional. Okay. And the problem is like many of the content creators are facing abuse or hate comments or racist comments unknowingly by bots or by their followers or random users. So it takes a toll on the content creators. As per some reports, 1 in 3 creators face regular hate and harassment, and 21% say like trolling is one of their main stressor. And other competitors or other players that exist in the market so far, they don't claim that they support English content moderation. There are some tools which moderate English comments, but not English. By English, I meant is Hindi words written in English, Latin words, basically.
Yeah, English font.
Yeah. So what currently platform is like majority of the platform focus on the English language because that provides them the scale, but nobody or majority of them don't focus on other languages. So what I'm trying to build is like if there are some comments which are in English, that can be moderated by the user, not the platform itself. Or maybe there are some comments which are missed by the native platforms. There are some functionalities in the current platform which natively hold some comments, but majority of them are missed by the platforms. How it goes is, so this is basically a comparison matrix where I'm showing the native platform capabilities and the third-party tools that exist in the market today. But majority of them does not cover the English effectiveness. Now I will straight away go to the live demo, and that will save some time and make you aware what has been actually happening. Can you see this incognito video?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so this is one of the video that I uploaded from my content creator account, which is called Test Creator for now. And I have logged in with my own personal account, not the channel owner's account. And I posted some random abusive comments here. Okay. As a user, you can see all these comments as of now. Some of them are passed by the YouTube moderation itself, and some of them were missed. So what my product or my build has solved is, I will show that now. Can you see this screen, YouTube Studio?
Yes.
Yeah, so YouTube Studio is the place where the content creator generally publish the comments, publish their content and see the comments and the engagement and everything. And I am on the community page where the content creator themselves see the comments and they like to respond or do whatever they want. And if you see this injection here, which is called awaiting your decision, this is not native of the platform. This is what I added from my build. What it does is like it shows some comments that were missed by the platform itself, but it was caught by my classifier or my pipeline, which were found to be abusive, which were found to be racist, which should not, or which should be visible to the user, the content creator. It's up to the content creator to decide. So it is not like it is automatically restoring or it is automatically archiving the comments, because the decision is up to the content creator, not the pipeline itself. So there are, if you see, like there are some comments which are posted by some random viewers. And once I click on archive, it would mean like it won't be visible to the content creator, and it will be saved in the memory of the system, so that if the similar comment comes in his future in their future content, the similar comment won't be visible to him or them. It will be always be flagged. So that what would help is like it would, as a creator, I won't get to see abusive comments time and again, which are coming up repetitively. And these are the comments, by the way, which were published by the YouTube, but not held by the YouTube. If you see this, yeah, if you see here, these are the comments which were already held by YouTube. And the solution is very simple. Like all they have to do is come to the dashboard. Just a second. All the content creator has to do is a single step process. They just need to connect the YouTube channel via single click button, authorize the channel, and it will automatically come up in the extension itself. Like what kind of how many comments are awaiting the decision, which should be flagged as archived or restored. By restored, it would mean like it should not be flagged and it can be visible to the content creator itself. And how it would look to the content creator, if you see the flag button, the flag here, it will show the comments as blurred to me as a content creator, which were posted by random users. As of now, this is it. And I'm planning to provide this functionality to the other users as well. For example, as a content creator, if I have flagged any comment, and it won't be visible to the viewers on my YouTube videos, which can be further helpful for, I think, parents as a parent child safety feature. Like, for example, I mean, majority of people here must be parents, so they must be giving their YouTube or their devices to their kids, and like kids get to see the comments as well. And there are a lot of, as I said, like there are a lot of negative comments, and as a parent, you would not like your kids to see those comments. So this feature can help mask those comments as well. But this is not built yet, but it built. So this was it so far.
Fantastic stuff, Pulkit. I remember when you first came up with this idea for your capstone. At that time, immediately I was like, yes, I think Pulkit's idea got like the fastest approval from you, like jet fast. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, we need to build this. Let's go ahead. And then I connected him with Harsha, because Harsha had a social media firm doing similar stuff. So it just made sense to, pick his brains. But what a fantastic build, Pulkit. And I hope you've got some time to stay, and we can bring you back again in the end for all the experience shared.
Sure.
But with that, maybe I'll just and I'm so looking forward to this going to, we need this on X and Insta. And so Pulkit, like 20 days to beta rollout. That's Pulkit.
Yeah. Like the only challenge with other platform is like the data access approval takes time. So it's not in the hands of the developer. So YouTube was easy. I think Meta takes somewhere around 2 to 3 weeks or 10 days. I don't know. And it depends on the platform. So once the data access approval is there, then it is easier because pipeline is already set. All we need to do is just connect the platforms.
No, we need 20 days to improve the classifier model.
Yeah.
And then we can roll it out. At least
Classified, what happens is like in English, these are not proper words. Like there can be short form. For example, I don't know whether I should say it.
Let's not say it. The opposite of Antichrist.
Yeah. And there was a recent news like YouTube is asking content creators to flag the comments. Like it itself says like the players or platforms like Google cannot solve this thing on their own. They need people, the help of the content creators to build their training data.
Right. Yeah, of course. And I think there are two big challenges. One is, and if anybody else is also thinking on these lines, there are two big challenges. One is like, like Pulkit rightly mentioned, there's the local language nuance to how abuses are given, and even the acronyms now that people put out. Outside of the text that people can write, there's also images. You can also abuse somebody using memes and images and things like that, and that's a real problem. This is another responsible AI build, honestly, to manage, like just like Amita was sharing about photographs, right? This is very closely related to that as well. But there's also the third bigger problem, which is what are you going to do with so many bots that are doing auto posts? And what if they go out of control?
Yeah, see, for now, what I have included is like if there is a repeated offender, like I have marked as I've given some flag to it, and and from a single click they can block the particular follower. But for the bot, I have not included in my MVP phase 1 so far, but definitely that is in the plan.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. With it's 4:30 and we have time till 5 on this call. Oh? Okay. So now I do want to bring in Anand and Nitin, but before we do that, we'll bring in Kritika, because that's a completely different domain. Kritika, you can introduce yourself and take the slot to finish everything. Got like 5 minutes, and then we've just got to bring everybody else in and call it a day. And thank you so much to those who are continuing to stay back and extending your time. Like, we really, really appreciate it. Because in live demos, sometimes it happens and we do take longer. But Kritika, over to you.
Amazing. Thanks, Revati. So, hello, everyone. I'm Kritika. I'm an entrepreneur and a design leader who works at the intersection of system thinking and human behavior. I have spent my last few years in consulting at EY London, and I have 12 plus years of experience in design in UK, Singapore, and India. So, like throughout my career, I've been leading experiences, like I've been building experiences in design for complex institutions, which give me a deep understanding of how systems actually function and where they break. So right now I'm building Formac Studio, an AI village. Formac is a strategic design and development company based in Spain, and AI Village is a residential program for everyone and anyone who wants to build and innovate with AI. This is based in Goa, which Revati mentioned earlier. Throughout my career, I have worked at the intersection. It's like I've been pretty much industry agnostic, but I started finding my love with government, banks and scale-ups, and that's what we are currently doing in Europe and India. We are helping governments, banks, and scale-ups, do their best game with the evolving tech and also digital transformation with AI, or I'll not say they're AI leaders, but yeah, they're doing a lot of work using AI. Anyway, so I'll present one of my case studies that we have been doing in government tech with one of the departments of Spain government. I'll not be able to show and share a lot of information because of the confidentiality. However, I'll talk about this in, quickly talk about the problem areas and the solution that, we are building using AI as like a enabler, and the size of the problem it exists in current world. So just bear with me. I'll share my screen. Second. Baba. Yeah. Can you all see my screen?
Not yet. It's coming. Yes. Government UX.
Okay. This is, I'll just put it here. It'll be easier to. Okay, so I'll start from here. So what we are doing is we had a problem. Yeah, I'm putting it there itself. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what exactly I'm presenting? Yeah. So I'm presenting a government tech content intelligence system. It's a lightweight layer that improves how public information is written, understood, and used by the citizens. At macro level, governments today are very good at publishing information. However, at human level, citizens, they struggle to understand it and act on it. And hence, every piece of content, when we design, needs to be clear, consistent, and usable before it's published. Currently, the areas where we are struggling the most are with the system is inconsistency of terminologies, which means the same service is described differently across the departments, which creates confusion. Second is the low comprehension, where content is technically accessible, but it's still difficult to understand and act on it. And third is the problem around not validating before publishing. And this is a real pain point because like imagine one government department, like 10, 12 departments under it, houses under it, and 12 of them, they have different terminology for each the content that they're producing, which in return, when they put it out on their citizen websites, like people, they don't know what it means and how they should start acting on it. So these were the 3 problem areas that we started tackling on. And with, of course, when you work with the government, you know that it's never straightforward. Like it's you always have the constraints of how to design, what to design, and when to design. In our case, it was not different. So the first problem is that we had to design keeping the existing like content management system in place when we're designing that layer. Second, the biggest problem is that we were like when we are doing this project, we are working in something called integration-led ecosystem, where the work, like what we are building, will be implemented by another party. So it should be API based and plug and play. Then the third piece is on the like all their compliance requirements. So web accessibility, GDPR, ENS is super strict. And when we are like initially thinking was we can just give them something like a full power stuff where they can use the data of the citizens and they can start making things more tailored, but you're not allowed to do that. Hence, when we are building the solutions, we are building it on the 3 layers. One is, so strategically we realize that 3 areas. One is the citizen, like what citizens see. So that's an area where we are working very closely with their design team using their internal UX and UI systems, and also with the PMs and the like the business teams to narrate the structure of their websites, because of course you cannot change anything around it. Second, on the internal teams. Now this is really important because when you work with the legacy systems, it's not just about the systems, it's also about the legacy people. You have to be sure that they don't feel that a new technology is coming and kind of replacing them. So it should kind of empower them. And that's what I'll show you in a quick, like in a couple of seconds of the internal tool that can look, what it can look for them. And for the systems, which is a third area, is because right now in their website, they have different kind of content that exists, like PDF, web content. Even in PDF, they have different mediums that exist. So we have to like really organize kind of content that exists and how that extraction will happen, keeping in mind that the front end and the back end, they are like, we cannot change any of it. So this is one of the small the lightweight MVP that I'll show to you, which is for the internal teams, where we are building 4 systems, which is first around terminology consistency, second around clarity and comprehension indicator, smart PDF extraction. This I haven't included part of the demo because of some NDAs, and the 4th is citizen summary generator. So let me take you on to how it might look. Or let me first finish this entire presentation and then I can show you, what it is. So in terms of the tool, so while we were, so this is an interesting piece which I would like to cover in the next 20 seconds. While we were building this tool, we realized that it is not just one of the tools that we can just build for one government and just move on. While we are building this, we realize that this is a real industry disruptor, because across, when we start auditing other government websites and where the content and they see that information is not being translated to citizens. So we realize we can, rather than just being a design service company, we can start positioning ourselves as a product company which have its own tools and can just sit on the existing systems and can help them really transform the way they are functioning right now. And hence keeping in mind that if we solve for this for other governments in the Europe, we are addressing a ticket size of 500K euros per case, because this is the kind of money that these guys have to pay for penalty when accessibility, content design, and compliance is looked as a problem on their websites. Hence, we with the narrative of publishing information to going to a journey of designing that for being understood, we are now moving towards getting this particular tool IP in Spain, and with that also planning to expand this into 4 more non-English speaking European countries and work with the government to make sure that their information that exists out there is understandable and it doesn't cost them fines and penalties when they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. On that, I'll jump on to this. It's a very right now in a very basic state that we are doing because it's still in development. So I'll show you a demo of what this looks like. So the use case is that as government employee in Spain, this is a extension that sits on my system. So either I can work on the extension or I can use the tool of my, convenience, write on all the information there, and I can just come and simply paste it here. So let me take the demo one. So suppose you paste this information here and you say analyze content. It analyzes it. It tells you the summary of, for what it will tell the citizens about what you're writing. Then it will tell you what is the clarity score. So it says it's low clarity because it's difficult to understand what you're writing. Then it tells you the clarity of sentence that, like based on sentence length and readability, it is pretty complex because in sentence you have average 28 words. So idea is also to include like what is the best practice next to it, like how many words should be there. And then because we are already building a dictionary, and by the way, like it's another complexity which I completely missed, that this particular product needs to talk to citizens who speak Spanish and Basque, which are like super different from each other. So now we are building this dictionary of terminology consistency, where, for example, in English, like there are 3 words. One is funding, one is funds, one is something on the lines of that, government is providing fund to entrepreneurs. So if that's information about, then this tool should tell you that where like for example, if you have word used raise money, it should highlight it and it should say that you should use the word funding. And if you have used the word funding, it says okay that the word is correct, and it give you all the suggestions in your sentence, and you can just copy paste it. So the moment you say with all the changes, you put that back into the system, it gets pushed onto the main website, which we are designing right now for the citizens, which had that entire structure of how that information should be read. All this information that is being pushed from this platform will go there, and it will get organized in the logic that we are defining for the system further. So yeah, that's what I've been.
Yeah, we can see you. We can hear you as well. Thank you, Kritika.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Been being stuck there.
Yeah. Awesome, good stuff. It's been fantastic, of course, having you as part of the program. I know Kritika also and say hi to your kid. So we look forward to seeing you in Goa soon. I think a month or 2 we should be doing our first workshop together there. And for those interested, of course, we'll post back in the communities as well on what's happening. I think a lot of the cohorts want to come there for a residency, so we'll have to plan something very soon. I like the monsoons there, so how about July or August?
We'll have to check who's coming for bills and who's coming for beers.
Yeah.
No beers during the day, guys. I'm around for that. We'll build during the day, and in the evening, y'all can have fun. If you get time out of the work that is already been assigned and allocated. We'll keep a day for fun. And Harsha's not invited. If he wants beer all day long, all right.
Harsha's going to be we'll have built something for WebEx.
All right. As you can see, now can I have everyone on cam, please? Because we have to get into all the, not everybody's here, but at least all the graduating students, and then we've got Mulli's on the road, I think, somewhere.
Mulli is the crush.
Yeah. Before y'all speak, I want those that are not part of our cohorts and that have just come here to listen to you and they spend so much time with us today. I'd like to give them 5 minutes if you don't mind. So Murli sir, can we have you comment on what you've seen this far?
Sure. I think I don't know, like from where they were before, and I think that is something I don't like. You would have got the privilege of watching the journey from before, during, and after, but I can clearly see that all had some passion area, something that troubled them, something that bothered them, something they wanted to do something about, and looks like they got equipped with a tool that you guys have introduced them to, and that has made that I would say in my favorite language, that spark or that kira what you have into an actionable item, and made it possible to deliver or create a showcase of their intent to the world. And that I could see very clearly among all of them, right? I don't know whether they took the notion of introducing the entire journey, but I think that would have been a privilege. You guys, Revati, Sumit, you would have definitely seen it. Maybe you can express it better as to what you saw the before, during, and after. But I can catch a glimpse of it from their presentations. I'm really thrilled. Thank you very much, guys. And congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Harsha said great observation. Yeah, absolutely. I think, before we start, and usually we get on a one-on-one call with each of them. And usually everybody is really worried about, I want to do this, and at work, this is happening and that is happening. And the one thing I tell them is, okay, all of this is nice and fine. But tell me, like, what's going on in your life? What are you interested in? Like, what is your interest area outside of work? Like, what makes you you? And I think having these conversations on what the pain point is. So really thrilled that you actually saw that. And to answer your question, all of them were like, I think they'll talk about where they were in their journey better than I will, because it's their journey at the end of the day. We are more like facilitators and just guiding them along. So I will leave that with them.
Revati, we have
Yes.
some medico, some doctors, and a couple of our next batch students as well. I wanted to just pull them in as well if they're available. Shikha, Veena, Suprabha, if you guys are available. Bala sir, yes, I would love to hear from you as well.
So Amrita, Bala, or somebody else is there?
No, Bala sir, you.
Okay, so very wonderful. The work done across finance, society, healthcare, so it's amazing. So almost every field you covered, IoT of things, smart things, robotics. So very excellent. So very thrilling, and also the level of work and identifying the problems, excellent one. I will continuously I will involve in this. I will also join soon. Thank you very much for wonderful things.
You're welcome, sir. Shikha, you there? Shikha, Arpita, Neha, Shanti. Oh, yeah, Shikha is there. Shikha, you're on mute if you're saying something.
Hi.
Yes,
Thanks so much for letting us be a part of this, guys. I mean, it's really amazing to see what you guys have built here, Revati and Sumit. And I think everybody who presented today was just amazing. And I come from a background in design thinking originally. So though I went into brand marketing, and that's a long story, but seeing this design thinking sort of come to life, because you guys have identified genuine challenges, built seriously good solutions. And it's a little intimidating for someone like me who has a bit of a tech phobia, which I've communicated ad nauseum to Sumit. But he's assured me that, I can get on speed with what you guys, even if I get halfway to where you guys are, I think I'd be thrilled. So thanks so much.
You're welcome. I'm so glad you could join. Neha, you there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to manage. Yeah.
Don't manage. That's okay.
Yeah, so hi, this is Neha. I'm having overall 10 years of product experience. So the decision to join GLT is to upskill myself in AI, Gen AI, to get more engaging product roles. Also, in this session, I was so impressed by the ideas and the startups that are coming up. I would want to collaborate if that's possible. Yeah, that's a snapshot. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll have access to Pulkit, Sunena, Rashi, Vaishali. They're all our product leaders. So
Yeah.
they're all available. And that's the power of community. That's the community access that we bring along.
Yeah.
So that's just a value added access that everybody
Sure.
has.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Super. Arpita.
Yes, I came across this group, Garage Labs, I think 4 weeks back when you had a webinar inviting everybody to attend it. That was a perfect time for me because I knew I've been working in product management for 14 years. And in the last 14 years, I worked with so many industries, so many different problems, but repeating the same thing that I've been doing again and again. And I was like, when do I get out of this loop? I need to really start using the latest AI tools because when I was in Bangalore, I was working back then in 2016, then the R and then the AI and machine learning concepts. But then when I moved to Europe after marriage, I felt like I've gone back 7 years behind in terms of the product management scope and way of working. But the problems I was solving was at a multi-million dollar worth because of the industry itself, supply chain, the manufacturing companies. Even though it is a small problem to solve, every small problem that we solved meant a lot in terms of the revenue and EBIT margins. So that kept me going, but I knew I was not working on the latest trend technology wise. And this made me want to just start. As soon as I heard about this program, I'm like, I'm going to start as early as the earliest cohort that you have. I want to be part of that. And that's when I kept telling Sumit and Revati, can I start listening to the current cohort already? Because I'm sure I'm going to join, but I really want to know what is happening in this space and get my hands as early as possible in this program. But it's nice to see so many of you present your problems and the solutions that you have built. I could connect to the very first demo. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, but the asset management piece where the shipping industry container management works, that is definitely a space where a big company like Maersk is trying to solve. They don't know where their containers are at any point in time, where they are, how much money that goes behind it, demand supply wise in terms of which part of the country is actually exporting more, which part of the country is actually importing more. There is always a supplier, there's always a consumer, and there's always a need on the origin side for the container. That is a huge asset for the company like shipping space. So everything that you guys demo today, I've been through in that industry. I know all of you guys that you've built is really applicable out there in the market. EdTech, I was with Simplilearn in my first company, so I know EdTech space and how we are trying to solve that. And the way things are done, I think I can't believe that you guys have built it in 6 weeks. So I'm just pumped to start my cohort as soon as possible.
That EdTech build, they have not done with their cohort. They're in their 4th week right now.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah, you'll have your own. You'll have fun time, Arpita. Don't worry.
In 2 months, Arpita, you'll be doing your demo day.
Yes, I'm so looking forward to. But I don't know what problem to pick up already. But I think once we start, I will figure out something that's worth solving for.
I think I'll
Either you
allow
have it or we'll give you. Don't worry. We have enough. The world is full of problems. We'll have enough. And I do have Veena, Suprabha, Sadhvi, Life Sciences as well, and a couple of more people whom I thought that they wanted to listen in. And so, any questions, folks, before we move on to a more of a learner's experience? But anything, if you want to ask, any comments, anyone?
Hi Sumit, hi Revati, hi everyone.
Hi.
Hey,
Suprabha.
Suprabha, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm in between my move, so I'm in Mumbai, but my house is in a mess. So I was in and out of this, session. But I must say that very impressive. I think thank you for inviting and getting us an opportunity to, get a view of what's happening at Garage Labs. I'm certainly excited. In terms of questions, Sumit, just, because I was in and out, so if, there are some projects which were showcased was very impressive, right? So and I'm not sure if the tech stacks were shared. Is there a place where I can go through them just to understand, what was used? Just, I'm a finance person, and something that Revati is very against, which is vibe coding. I really talk about it because I have done everything using vibe coding. So now it's a new awareness that has come into me, and I will certainly, see how I can move away from that and what I need to add into my skill repository. But I think the start would be to understand that if that's available.
Yeah, I mean, it is available, Suprabha. As in, you can connect with anybody in the community. You're already part of the community, so just feel free to ping any one of them and ask, and they'll be more than happy to share their current tech stack as well as what the future tech stack is looking like. Yeah, so you'll get access to it. So,
Revati, can I come in here?
yeah.
बहुत
Yeah, so
time से चुप बैठी हूँ मैं.
very difficult for Sunena. Please come in. You please introduce yourself also, Sunena, so we get this whole thing and your experience share and all that. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm the talker in the group, and product manager for 20 years. Was at a crossroad where I was looking to change my jobs, trying to figure out कहाँ पे move करना है, and there was no moving without AI. I think I had been in touch with Sumit for a while, taking his guidance on, career moves and all, and he was very gracious with his time and resources, and pushing me ki karo bas, tum start karo, karna start karo, otherwise you will never learn. And so I think thanks to him, and then I had this opportunity lined up where I really wanted to crack the AIPM role, and I knew I couldn't walk my talk if I joined them. Actually, I might be able to sell myself into the job, and I gave I think 11 p.m. panic call to Sumit. Ki, yeah, like what do I do? Like, and then he explained the entire, what gets covered in the course, etc. So where I actually wanted to come in and Suprabha, give you the comfort is that some of us joined. Like, we've had conversations pinging each other saying ki Node.js kaise install kare, Python kaise install kare. Like, we didn't know anything, and we have what you're seeing right now is that comfort in thinking that we've got by actually implementing, and just take everything that Revati and Sumit are laying out for you, just take it and move step by step. You'll come out on the other side feeling a lot more comfortable. Just trust the process and move there. And hi to the doggy in Murli sir's car.
She had to notice it. I was like, okay, now she's going to say something about his dog. Okay, thank you so much, Sunena, and congratulations, guys. I think we can throw party hats, and we haven't managed. Sunena, please send mithai dabba to everybody. Congratulations on your new role as AIPM. I think a lot of people that start the journey actually want to get to an AIPM, or a lot of people talk about it, but super happy that before your course was over, you actually cracked that role. So
So I did mention to Sunena that you will be among the top 1% PMs in the country now. Sunena, do you feel that?
Yeah, so I have very mixed feelings about it. So, we see a lot of these podcasts, Lenny's podcast, Akash, product management growth. We see people showing, mera ye process hai, this is what we do, etc. And you kind of start forming this picture in your mind that this is what the role will be. It's very different. Like, you don't lay off your PM hat at any point in time. AI just becomes a tool, and it has its own idiosyncrasies that it brings to the table. But the business and the product layer has not gone away. Like, this is just another angle to it. So it's fascinating. I'm learning. I'm able to use a lot of हमारा first class के frameworks. Like literally are coming. We did cost analysis for the crazy tokens that got used recently, and then I was telling Revati this, that I just made the tool in one day and just showed them that it should not be costing this much, and so I think that's the fascinating part that's coming out to me.
Wow. Sally did the same thing. She made something in one day and her CEO was like dancing under the table. So that's very amazing. Good stuff,
Yeah, it
guys.
took me months to convince them that let me build it, don't source it from somebody, because whoever we were sourcing from was not able to give the quality. And I think just in one day they were like suddenly like, we should be doing this in-house. Why are we spending so much money outside? So that was fascinating.
Very nice. So good to hear. Can we have everybody on the camera? And we should have Pixie Nomad team to capture a memory for us.
And the doggy also, please.
Can you have everyone on the camera, please? All the other folks. Perfect. More
The baby also, please.
More cameras coming. Awesome. Do we have Riddhi? Are you around? Riddhi? Trusha, I'm not sure. She's
Yeah, I am.
perfect. All right. Pixie Nomad, to do the magic on. Do we say cheers with both hands? One hands.
Be there, Pixie.
Yes.
Just a sec.
She
How did
does
you
the
get
magic.
everybody in the screen, in the same screen?
We did get, so you'll have to change your layout and adjust the view.
Okay.
Fix it to tiled. There are three dots. You click on three
Yes.
dots, go to adjust view, and then select on tiled, and then drag that bar niche.
Drag it to 30 people. We are like a
Yeah,
lot of our visitors left.
Perfect. This
three.
is the perfect shot.
Okay. All right. Cheese again.
One sec. I think people are going off to it. Just one more sec, please. Done.
Thank you. All right. Let's just have like a quick round. A couple of people. Nitin's. I know Anup, you raised your hand. Do you want to come in? Anup. Okay. Nitin, over to you.
Nitin, Shanti.
Okay. Thank you. Let me just quickly share my screen. Yeah. Let me know if you can see the slide.
Not yet. Now we can. It's coming.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Hello everyone. Just a quick introduction from my side. Nitin Kenkare. I used to be working as a healthcare consultant for almost 15 years now, and recently I've joined Department of Health Abu Dhabi as in-house advisor for the leadership. And having been in a regulatory role for the last 1 year, one of the things that I always faced a challenge was looking at what are the latest regulations surrounding different topics, right? So, and when I was speaking with a lot of different stakeholders in the ecosystem, I found that pretty much everyone had the same problem. For example, healthcare practitioners, they wanted to understand, look, if I want to become a specialist in cardiology, what are the, what criteria or qualification should I meet? Or if it's a hospital administrator, he's like, look, if I want to add a scope of service to my hospital, what are the processes I need to follow? What are the things that I need to keep in mind? So for example, if they wanted to add a new cancer division for their hospital, so what regulations should they be aware of, right? So
And from a pharma perspective as well, like, if you start looking at like labeling and packaging for different drugs which are specific to each individual geography. So global pharma companies would be like, look, we don't have a clear view on like how exactly to label and package our drugs for Abu Dhabi or UAE market specifically. So there is like and this whole healthcare regulatory ecosystem is a very complex landscape, and it's spread across multiple different documents, right? So there are standards and circulars that are released every year with a lot of the information spread across different documents. So you find it very hard to get consolidated information as a single user. You have to go through multiple documents, read through and understand. So the idea of the solution that I had was to build a interface which helps you engage with all the different regulations that are available within a particular jurisdiction, and used a lot of the things that I learned during the course. And for me, like half of the objectives of this project was to actually put to use the tools, right? So, and one of the discussions that we had was like, what was the starting point? My starting point for programming or coding was printf hello world, right? So that was the extent of my knowledge as to coding and technology side of things. So from there, actually building this application on a VS Code app, and wading through different technical complexities. So for example, the website was JavaScript enabled, so you had to scrape it very differently using Selenium and all of that. And then ingestion of the documents, chunking, understanding LangChain, ChromaDB databases, how to use them, and then using RAG-based models to actually build a chatbot that ensures that you give very accurate information, which tends to be very important in the healthcare settings. So all of these things were something that I got to have an experience with and learn. Right? So it was a very good experience from that perspective. The aim for this chatbot is to actually expand it both horizontally and vertically. Horizontally in terms of different different geographies as well, right? So like I said, like there are a lot of companies which deal with a lot of multiple geographies and multiple different set of requirements. So for them to understand like, okay, how the requirements differ and what are the things we need to take into consideration, this could be like a very powerful tool for them. From a vertically, or like from the other perspective, is from a user perspective. So being a regulator myself, one of the things that I would be very much interested in understanding is what are the questions that people are asking about regulations, to see what gaps exist in the regulatory ecosystem at the moment and what should we work towards in the next steps in our policy roadmap for the healthcare ecosystem. So that's kind of like the future vision for this one. So, but at this point, I'll just give you a quick overview of how the solution looks like, and taking a breath, and also for any questions that anybody might have.
Perfect.
We are only wondering why Matsyali didn't join today.
No, she's actually in India at the moment because of all the things that are happening in Dubai. So, I had to send wife and kid to India just to diversify the risk a little bit. And it's a little bit more of a chaotic situation there also. So hopefully she'll join for the next one. Yeah. Cool. So that's my wife, by the way, for the people on the group who didn't know the context. So this is kind of what it looks like. So, and I just generated a couple of sample questions now so that you can see what different people could see. Like, right? So as an individual user, like, you could kind of go and ask Department of Health, like, look, okay, I'm concerned about my health. What are the screening that I should do if I was a 35-year-old woman? And actually gives you like detailed information saying like, look, you have to look at mammogram, genetic testing, other screenings. What are the general health screenings that you should do in terms of cardiovascular health, obesity, and all of that. And then you also get the source as well in terms of what document this comes from, so that people can actually go back to the original source and identify the real information. And it also tells like the section of the document as well that you can look at, so that you can refer to the original text as well. And the context had to be a little bit higher. So one of the things I had to increase the K parameter quite a bit for it to give very good results, because the information tends to be across multiple different chunks that needs to be integrated into one single recommendation, right? So for example, for mammograms, it says that yes, it's typically recommended for women over 40, but at 35, you might have to do it based on personal history or family history. Similarly, also you can see like the confidence levels of the answers as well, so that people can also understand like, look, what is the how accurate or how reliable is this information. So the other information would be, for example, if there are digital health companies, right? So health tech, health IT companies, and they want to build a solution. And one of the key things always is like, okay, what are the protocols for managing healthcare data, which again tends to be different by different geographies. So you ask this question and it gives you like, okay, look, you have to look at what are the data standards in terms of technical format, data elements, what are the data security related restrictions, patient access, data governance and compliance monitoring, and gives you access to the sources as to specifically you have to look at this document at this section, and it gives you the requirements for data management, security, and patient access. So there are like, there's ways to actually expand the answers and get all the answers in one single flow, or to condense and get a TLDR version as well. But at this point, I thought it would be easier to give a summary output and then point people to the specific sections from where they can get actual text for all the relevant information. And then you can, like, there are different categories of healthcare information also that exist in terms of licensing, screening, specialties such as oncology, data and IT, some of the scope of practice for healthcare facilities, what are the reporting requirements and circulars that hospitals have to be aware of, and things like that. So different users, different kind of information. And as you can see, like one single question, protocols for managing healthcare data is spread across like 4 different documents, right? So if you don't want to unknowingly violate any healthcare regulation, then this is a good tool to actually help make sure that like you're covering your bases across all the latest standards that exist. So that's the solution from my side.
Hey, Anup, a quick question, if there is time.
That's Nitin.
Nitin, yeah.
Nitin. Oh, sorry, Nitin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Sorry, Nitin. I am looking at a small screen on the phone now. Nitin, but when you're doing an action, like I don't know who's the primary user of this use case.
So it's kind of envisioned as multiple user tool, right? So the core set is the healthcare regulations that is published by a regulatory authority within a particular region. So you can put in an interface for like let's say you can ask like, are you an individual, are you an enterprise user, are you a health tech user, and then based on that, like the chatbot could be customized a little bit more, but that's a good perspective actually. So probably we'll consider it for the next iteration.
Right. My thinking about the actually utilizing the full, I would say, power of AI would be: do we need to? Because if the person who is in front of the chatbot is already identified, that's why he has access to it. It has access to all the regulatory rag or whatever you're having in the background. Then we should not necessarily have to ask a chatbot, but basically the actions that they're taking on the system is constantly evaluated, and a flag of right or wrong or warning keeps coming up, rather than it being another step to it, right? So my thinking was that would be why is it like that we need an interface and to ask questions, am I right, am I wrong, every time, because that impedes the progress or impedes the action that the user is taking, correct?
Yeah, no,
What is
actually
your
that's a
thinking?
good point. That's a good point. So I spoke with one of the people that I know who's building something similar for pharma companies from a FDA compliance perspective, right? So in the US, what FDA does is it publishes every single ruling that they have at every single error, punishment, whatever they do, it's all published. And that database you can take and embed it into your internal operations systems, and kind of like, like let's say you design a packaging label or you design a clinical trial, and immediately, like, you get an alert saying, like, look, this particular protocol is not allowed under the latest ruling from FDA or something like that. So that can be done, but that requires that's a tool that will need to be customized for the internal systems that the companies adopt. There could potentially be a third-party tool that can integrate with all of these, but that is, still beyond my technology knowledge at the moment. So, but happy to discuss and explore.
Right. Thank you so much. Because I had a similar case in one of the companies that we are helping here. They invented a product. The product is good on its own, but it doesn't integrate with all the things, the facility, it's basically the autism care facilities. It doesn't integrate with their scheduling, their EMRs, HRs, and everything. So it becomes an additional burden to the user. So they refused to participate further and canceled it out. So that gave the idea. I think it comes from Steve Jobs, right? The quote of like, technology is the best when it actually becomes invisible. So how can you make it invisible behind the scenes, right? So,
yeah. So we deal with workflow integration challenges quite a bit within DOH as well. So, and that's something is one of the very, very common pitfalls that we see all health tech IT companies face. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks, Nitin. Thank you for your perspective. Thank you.
Awesome, guys.
So, Nitin, just a very quick thing. We'll be connecting separately on Divgracious because there's like this global code, right? Code system that's also like getting updated. And incidentally, I don't know if Vishali dropped off. You pinged me, Sumit Singh, Vishali joined for some time.
She came for about 20 minutes and then she dropped off. We'll connect with her.
There's one bill that she did remember for she's a cohort before you, but there's one bill that she did for pulling out all of these sort of benefits, in particular health benefits that various state governments sometimes roll out, and they're incoherent, and also people don't really know how to access some of those benefits or adhere to some of those codes. And so when, let's say, for example, if it's a public hospital or a public clinic, right, in tier 2, tier 3 India, for example, even they're not equipped enough to tell people that there is a benefit that's available to you and thereby enable, let's say, a mid to long term sort of care intervention. So I think the three of us, like you, Divgracious, Vaishali, all of you need to also connect. So just remind me, Nitin, and fantastic stuff done here. So happy that you did wait till the end and share this with us.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, Anand's up next actually in our sequence. So Anand.
Hi, Revati, thanks. Hi all, my name is Anand. So I'm a digital content manager from Sydney. So I have more than 12 years of experience helping organizations optimizing SEO, accessibility, and user experience across industries like retail, healthcare, medical device, and insurance. So we normally optimize content for search engines. Things have changed. So now we have to optimize for AI. So there's a problem, like many of the contents are not built for AI interpretation. So that's where I'm like working. So that's part of my project. So the tool I'm trying to build is like an AI readiness and integrity platform that will help enterprise ensure their content is accurate, compliant, and AI safe. I'll share my screen. Can you see my screen? Yes. All right. So what we have, pretty much what I said now, like there's a new risk. And the risk is like AI system will become the primary interface for information. So it won't be like how SEO was. Things will change. And then the most important thing going forward, AI will be the first reader of your content, not humans. Sorry. So the thing is, especially zero-click era, where people really don't, now we don't really search and click the links. So user will no longer directly visit. They have citation. They can read the summary that's summarized by ChatGPT, Claude. So and then before the customer could read. So some facts around that, like over 60% of AI generated answers are partially incorrect or incomplete, depending on the source clarity. 70% of the users rely on AI generated summaries. You will see if you're in any of the industries, and that's adds up to hallucination, misquoting, omissions. This is going to impact a lot for heavily regulated industries. So that's one. The reason why the risk is it's more AI compresses, omits, or distorts. So the user will have either half information might be half, or might be something that he might not he wasn't expecting. Or so with heavily regulated industries, it will impact them, especially like insurance, healthcare, pharma. So that's my the project is it's called GeoOptima. Pretty much it's a generative engine optimization, the next from SEO. So what this product would do, I'm still building. So it's going to detect and audit how the AI system interprets your brand content. So, and then especially on product policies, services. So this tool will help to break down. And the way it works for now is like you have the content ingestion and the AI readable. So the format is, so it changes that your content, and then we have an evaluation logic. So it reads as per how a normal AI will read it, and then it gives a score. So there are 3 scores around that, and then flagging issues, which would be then moved to either content team to get it updated. So that's a different workflow. I'll just take you to what I have built so far. So I'm going to use, so I work in Sydney. So one of the, so we have, so I work for a brand called Woolworth, and they've got like multiple brands. So for example, I'm just going to take their insurance site. So here we have, this is more manual, but yeah, for now we just paste it. We choose the industry. It's going to be insurance, and then I run a scan. So what it does, it runs and it checks and gives me how AI is going to interpret. That's the score, clarity, and context of, and then risk integrity. And then it also flags the issues that once we fix it and then we rescan, sure the scores should go up. And also because it's going to be a multi-brand, so a simple dashboard has been built for now. So pretty much so that the end, it's going to be like a governance layer, and also audit trail, so that you can see like when it was done and how was the score, how it has been updated. And then I've got one more screen. So that's in a nutshell it. And then what it should do going forward is, so it's going to check the content towards the different models. So that's one. And there is the tenant and the workspace architect. So where there is like multiple brands and multiple team working on those. So the idea is to get it automated. So you should have agents and multi-site bulk. This is going to be for bulk upload, bulk pages to be scanned at a time. And then the fourth one, which is brand guidelines engine. So this is, it will interpret as per your brand guidelines, how that's with the AI. So this would be pretty interesting because then it will have your own, like, pretty much it's seeing how your brand with your brand guidelines, how that's interpreted by AI. And yes, the last layer, as I said, like many of them would have agents and automations because it's going to be scheduled. So that's what the idea is around this. Sorry, I'll come back to the screen. I can't see.
Yeah, thanks so much, Anand. So obviously, I think very related to the MarTech stack that we've been building, and we've been looking at like one angle after the other within the MarTech space that's still unaddressed and wide. And let me tell you why it's still unaddressed and wide. While for about a year, marketers have been talking about AEO and GEO. Today, all the solutions, what they do is they give you a weekly dash at best, for similar reasons that Pulkit was talking about, because scraping is very, very hard in terms of what's happening, and then like being able to populate. However, I think most people have forgotten that the geo system is not necessarily a monitoring system and a dashboard. It's a live system, especially in, let's say, when we do agentic commerce. So I think really the next level of this build, Anand, for us, what you should be thinking of, more, is not so much of an enhancement but a transformation where you're quintessentially, and you're working on multi-brand tenets, right, within ecom. So it's really going to be like sharpening that focus, saying that ecom is going agentic, and how do I do multi-brand tenet in that space? And I think that's a niche, and it's very big and it's very deep. And if you've solved it for one, either, and retail's your area, so if you solved it for retail, then you would have solved it for everyone else. People don't the silos in the system is this, right? If I get status of how I've done on my geo vis-a-vis, let's say, competition tracking, and that's how most competition tracking happens in real large enterprises. I'm saying, I mean, it doesn't change, is I'm getting like some kind of dash at the end of the week. I've lost time to react. So I completely agree with you that this has to be significantly more synchronous. Um, and so great progress out here. It's not easy to do a geo build at all. It's actually a fairly complex problem to build out and solve. And so I know you've done like so much research, and so much on SEO that there is no better person than you to be the domain expert on this. So super happy to see this, Anand. Thanks a ton. And
thank you so much.
And congratulations on graduating successfully with this capstone as well. Yeah.
I just wanted to add one more thing on a lighter note. So I think the journey someone was asking. Yeah, I joined this bootcamp because AI was about to take my take my job. So that was the first thing. So that was the reason that I joined. I mean, on a lighter note, the things are so much information. So whatever I've learned, apart from that, one thing I would say after, like during this bootcamp thing, was I was able to, I just like it calmed down because it wasn't like AI and all those stuff, because I was learning things and the progress like this one. And I think what really changed is like a AI product mindset where you see things different. I think, yeah, I just wanted to add that. So if you ask me like, will AI not take over my job? I don't know, but I have AI on my side, so I'll see how that goes. Thank you.
I love how you ended it. I have AI on my side. Yeah.
Baba eats AI for breakfast.
You got AI under your belt. Fantastic. सुनैना सिंह, मेरे तो नाम में AI है, लेकिन ये बात नहीं आएगी लड़की. You cannot, I mean, we cannot be serious around her. She will not let us. Anyways, all right. Okay.
Cool. Time to wrap, Revati.
Yeah, I think we have just couple of people that we kept for the end to speak. Arkash still has to do his share on the program, and then we've got Shama who still has to speak, but otherwise we're pretty much done. There are just two of them.
Super.
Anybody else? No, right? I'm not missing anyone, no? Okay, over to you. Oh, are both of you going to do Pehle Aap wala game? Shama, Pehle Aap.
All right, sure. I thought Arkash because alphabetically he comes first, but then I'll go. Thanks, Revati. So yes, when I might sound repetitive. No, I'm repeating something, but please bear with me. When I started, I was really I was not sure. I was nervous. I did not. I do not come from coding background, and I had messaged both Revati and Sumit that you would need some kind of coding, and they were like, "No, just join us." And when I had spoken to Sumit, and he has told me quite a few things that I said what to expect, and he said you will be doing A, B, C, D, E, and then I thought I wrote to somebody that is too good to be true, but then I joined anyway, and after 4 to 6 weeks, I could do all of those things which are promised and more. So all the promises met, and the change that this course has brought in is that for everything there is a tool, and is a part of life. First, professionally, is that not only I'm talking with the tech team in the terms that an AIPM should be, informing them, but also building my own. Earlier, I would do design prototype, but now I'm doing my own build and telling them, hey, this is what I want and this is how it should be. So, now I know that if I'm being challenged, I can actually show the code, and I'm not a tech person. So professionally, I have given such 3 prototypes to them, build prototype, and which includes one of the solutions that you're looking for, solving it with voice, with voice and including that. Then another one was, there are quite a few I've done. Recently, cut to now, Revati, if I have to do something very simple also, personally, like manage my day or I'm overloaded with tasks, I am sure there's a tool out there, but it's so easier for me to build it on my own than to research it, where I just give, this is my work and the priority is this, and this is my day load of the week, and they already, my app already knows that. So it gets distributed evenly, or otherwise, and when I give the deadline and the severity, and all I do is this input, and the output I get is every day that this is how my day is, and this is how much time I have to give to so much. I give my schedule. So this is where I am, and this is such. I'm so proud of myself. Thank you, Revati. Thank you, Sumit. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very happy for you.
I was going to say that I
Shama,
didn't actually hear the
you're going
question.
sorry, Shama, you're going to come back after 2 months with another build. Yeah.
Yeah. I was sorry, Akash. So with work, I've been so occupied and I was not sure. But then today, when I saw what Meenakshi and Riddhi have done, and I'm so inspired. I'll restart my work on the capstone idea that I have, and yeah, I will come back in 2.5 months.
That's why we do these demo days to inspire. Amazing. Arkash, buddy.
So I was going to say that my audio glitched and I heard my name and then I heard Pele Aap, and I'm thinking, oh, wait, what? I've missed something here.
It's not because of your audio glitch, it's because of how knowledgeable on Hindi you are.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. So from context, I'm assuming this is learnings of the course. Yes? Or experience in the course?
Experience. That's
Okay.
experience.
So overall, my experience in this domain has been rather limited because just from the engineering standpoint, I've always come at this from machine learning. So using AI as a tool or figuring out what exists beyond the basic LLMs that were suddenly put in front of us has been very useful. It has been absolutely mandatory, I would say, in a way. And being able to actually use them in our day-to-day to start improving workflows
has been it's honestly stellar. It's been incredible to say that I get to be the one in charge of making this go a lot faster, of automating the process of building the tools myself. And I'm really enjoying it. And so it's been an absolute pleasure being in this course.
Thank you so much. And with that, we've given Arkash the last word, unless Sumit, you want to like wrap it up. But thank you all so much and congratulations. We're waiting. I missed that it was Eid weekend, so we haven't got Dr. Shiba Khan's signatures and your certificates, but they're all coming to you. They're digital certificates. But they're coming to you, and I cannot even like begin to say, and you all already know how proud I am of each of you and how far you've come and where you started. And I think more proud because we tested some hypotheses. We said, hey, I mean, the number of times that even now people tell me, why are you doing live programs and why not just a short weekend course? Why don't you just do like Claude Code for a day? They'll just build like 6 agents, they'll go back super happy. And you see this on LinkedIn all the time. And I think we've stuck to our, not that we might not have to do it at some point for the sake of revenues, but I really don't think that builds projects like this. I don't think the paths to building stuff the way you all have built, really, even the ability to think through a problem and a journey in a way and stitch it together in a solution in the way that you all have, and the detailing around it, the seamless hands-off, the thinking through how does it scale, how does it respond in concurrency, how do I reduce latency and things like that. It's just I don't think people get that experience outside, and I feel very happy, Sumit, that we thought about certain things. We had our own theses, and it's been very difficult for us as well as founders to go against the grain of the external noise in the world and do it this way. But I think today I believe in us a lot more thanks to each of you. So thank you a lot.
Yep, I agree to that. We had so many doubts all along the journey. We still have a lot of doubts, and we'll see a lot of experiments happening. But the current doubts are now based on certain findings as we go along, and you guys have been absolutely instrumental in getting the first set of our answers of what we really stand for, more importantly. And it's been fantastic working with you guys, learning with you, and just observing how far you're coming. All the questions, the chatter that's happening in the chat bots, in the WhatsApp chats. It's so heartening to see how far you've come. So thank you so much for trusting us, guys. It's been amazing. All right, with that, thank you. We'll be dispatching, rather, we'll be sending you your certificate soon. We're still waiting for the signatures from the CEO of Atal Innovation Center. So their logos and everything will be there. I strongly urge all of you to create enough noise on LinkedIn or wherever. You guys are now definitely among the top 0.1% people who knows AI amongst in your circle where you are at this point in time. So do that. Let's celebrate this moment, celebrate your journey. You guys have come really far, and we're definitely turning a lot of heads around. So congrats.
I think Pulkit didn't do his share. I'm sorry. I saw your chat though. But Pulkit, there's a job offer that's come to me just now on WhatsApp for you.
Seriously?
Yeah,
please share. I would definitely like to.
I love when this happens to us, no? Like some crazy thing will happen, but yeah. I'll just forward it to you.
Sure.
I'm so happy for Pulkit. This is amazing.
But
Well
Rakshit
deserved.
has also been, sorry, Rakshit has been around from the beginning till the end, and so has Archana. So if Rakshit, you and Archana want to come in, that's all right. While we are stretching for time, that's fine. We are here to listen to everyone that needed to come in, and thank you so much for joining us. And if not, then we'll call it a day. Thank you so much. Couldn't have been a better Sunday. And we know that our journey is not ended after your course, and we are certainly going to be in touch. The bridge course is coming your way soon. It's a tough one, so I wanted to make sure that everybody finishes their capstone before we get into that, because it's not going to be easy. You don't do easy anymore, guys. So yeah. Okay, thanks a ton. See you.